Hopefully my son is... I love this kid. He has been going through it for the last few days. He's just been coughing up both of his lungs and like at least half of his toenails, I think. I don't know. Whatever it is that kids do when they're sick. And every now and again you may hear him in the background. But also right now he's playing on the computer with one of his friends and they are just being wild and crazy. And of course this just makes him cough more. But anyway, you didn't come here to listen to me talk about my family and things like that. I am Omar Krieg. This is the Krieg Dominion, and welcome back to our wonderful craziness and things that we do. You know, we play tabletop games, we play video games, and then every now and again you get random glimpses of our real lives, and sometimes it's probably more unsettling than we expect it to be. I don't know. That said, this is Rogue Trader, or sorry, excuse me, let me try that again. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, Tithes of Acheron, Segmentum the 5th, the Halosk Holdouts, Episode 1. I swear to God, that title, it feels like that title gets longer and longer and longer. Alterios, you also are not connected.
Yeah, it's taking a sweet time.
Okay, and I know what's going on with Warner. He's doing the whole.
I'm back.
Oh yeah! Wow. I mean, you know, on my screen it didn't even look like you left, other than the fact that you just just loaded up TTS right now. That's wild. That's also cool. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, this is episode 1 of Segmentum the 5th, the Halosk Holdouts. I am joined once again by Rev as Captain Borgadio Van Breeze Gizbath III and various other accoutrements and titles.
Esquire.
Yes, like I said, various other accoutrements and titles. Lucian, or Darius, as I tend to call him.
Doctor of Dental Science.
DDS. We also have Darius, as I know him, or Lucian, as he shows on the screen, playing as Jace, our master helmsman. We have Alturios, who is playing as Icarus, a tech priest who may or may not have flown too high, or perhaps low. And of course, Take Me to the Hill, also known as Warner. Let me try that again, so it actually sounds right. Warner. God. Real world. I literally have to slow down and think about those words when I say them, by the way. But yes, we have Warner, who plays as Reinhard der Amelungen. I think I got that right.
Yeah.
Our Germanic sounding, let me at him with my guns, all the guns. Let's take a moment and check in and see what's new and exciting with these guys. It's been a week, or in some of us, it's been just a single 24-hour session since we saw each other. Rev, what's new and exciting for you?
Well, I've got a coon that's been giving me trouble around the house, and I caught him yesterday.
To be clear, he's talking about a raccoon. Don't read into anything that he says.
Well, I caught him. I wasn't sure what to do him. He was real aggressive, so couldn't keep him around. And I didn't have the heart to shoot anything I had all trussed up. So I called a feller to come take him off out to the woods. But, man, I really can't stand black animals being around the house.
Wow. Rev, come on, man, we're live. We've got I haven't seen them in quite a while, but also I've not been standing outside smoking because I quit smoking a year ago. And regardless,
Congratulations.
We had a trio of raccoons that were very large for raccoons, and they would just wander the apartment complex. We knew they were getting fat on whatever garbage people would accidentally leave out overnight, whatever they could find in the dumpster and shit like that. I swear to God, one night standing outside, these raccoons looked over at me, saw that I was looking at them, and they kind of looked at me like, "What? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah, That's exactly what they did. I was just looking at them like, "I'm chilling, you're chilling. I don't know why you gotta have beef with me, man." I mean, these guys were like, I'm telling you, man, there was that moment of communication passed between, different species right there, that unspoken but clear as a bell. It was just like, what are you gonna do? Nothing, man, we cool. It was fucking wild.
And
Why
Yeah.
must you assume that I am going to do something?
I'm just standing out here trying to smoke my cigarette, bro. I know you're going for that bag of trash the neighbor left out. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just going to ask you not to do it.
In other news, I've been leaving messages a bit with there was a billing issue and a referral issue with my primary care doctor.
That's
And
always fun to deal with.
since early in the year, I've been leaving messages for both the referral coordinator and the billing office, and no return calls whatsoever. And
We need to throw them
so
out on the bus like I did to Dell?
no.
Okay.
So today, I've been meaning to do it for a bit, but today I decided that I was going to go down there and do it. And we had a pretty, there's some pretty big storms that have popped up around the U.S. And basically,
Mhm.
about the time I was headed over there was right in the worst of it for us. So
Mm.
I had tornado warnings all around me. I had some
Oh, wow.
funnelish looking clouds, and I had wet rain I could barely see in. But I already made up my mind. I'm going to get this done today. Um,
I'm already
the
out.
other thing, the other thing that got in my way is when I woke up this morning, the pad of soft tissue that you have kind of around the arch of your foot,
Yeah.
um, for lack of a better term, felt extremely bruised.
Yeah.
And I was hoping if I get into my, if I am able to get into my shoes with the custom orthotic that'll help support my arch, it'll be better. But it was not, because it's a hard shell orthotic that basically was pressing directly into the what felt like the bruise.
Damn.
So I'd managed to drag myself up there. And initially they were like, "Well, our billing and referral offices are not out of this location, so you'll just have to leave another message with them." And I'm like, "Tell you what, why don't you see if you can get a hold of them, and I'll have a seat over here." And they're like, "Okay." They they were like, "Oh, you're gonna wait here? All right, we'll see what we can do." And so it took 2 hours, but they finally were like, "All right, we understand what you need." And the weird thing about the billing office, when they finally got a hold of them, was like, "Oh, no, you don't have any outstanding bills like we said you did." I'm like, "That's good, because you tried charging me for copay. I'm fully disabled, and that's a felony." Well, not a felony. It is a
It's
federal
a
crime. I meant, when I said felony, I meant federal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
I mean,
a federal
there's.
crime to charge someone who is disabled copays.
There you go.
Well, and who rolled a 5 and where? What dice pad?
You
Yep,
you
5
should
out
be
there.
able to tell by looking at the.
Well, I mean, obviously it was Darius
It
that rolled it,
looks
but
like,
where?
yeah.
But none of the dice on the table are showing a 5.
Maybe it
That-
was
That's
cleared out.
because I already cleared it.
Yep, he cleared it as soon as it.
I did not mean
Yes,
to roll
yes,
the
I
die.
see that. Sorry, I got distracted. I was listening, mind you. You know. No, Rev, stop. 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 There's a reason why I got rid of that 600 dice over there. What?
And
What? What? Man, nobody gets it. I know that doesn't help me any. Darius, what's new and exciting for you? As we all now must watch Rev like a hawk to make sure he doesn't do something janky. Hey!
Well-
No, you gotta stop that, Rev. You really gotta stop. It's
Stop
so
what?
distracting. Don't play dumb. I'm watching you on Warner's dice pad.
me?
Yeah, your blue hand with the little finger and the number going up.
Number go up.
It does. Also, there's
Clear.
probably a clear here somewhere.
There is.
Clear doesn't clear that. It clears all the dice it would have generated.
Oh. Yeah. That's
Darius, I
less helpful.
apologize. People were being rude and obnoxious, and I had to step on them. What's new and exciting for you, my friend?
Thank you.
Well,
Huh.
not exciting, but
You can team up to make it go faster.
Yes. I
Oh
was
my God,
pleased
this
to
is
see
annoying.
kind of
that.
This is
amazing.
annoying. Rev, I'm about to kick you from the table.
To be fair, when you had the dice pad nobody was using, I could set it to 600 and just leave it there to give you a small amount of anxiety.
That's why I got rid of it.
It's been that way for like 3 sessions, and I've never messed with it beyond
Well,
changing
you know
the
what?
number.
It's fine. We're all pissing on Darius's intro moment here. Because of you.
I
Because of
would
you.
like to think that I'm enhancing it.
This is not an enhancement. Darius, I'm so
No.
sorry. Please continue.
Anyway, it's not exciting, but it is new. My webcam is no longer working.
Oh no.
Well, that is
I
absolutely
had
not exciting.
I had to order a new one.
Damn. Did it just shit the bed and just stop working altogether? Or was there an
Critters around the
issue, or-
house or an
Yep.
electronic issue?
Electronic.
Yeah. Well,
Like it starts making this crackling noise if I try to use it.
Oh no.
ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already
So
more
now
attractive than all of you anyway,
now I'm ordering a Razer Kio V2 X, I think it is.
How much is something like that running at?
And
I'm just curious.
For
just $100.
How much?
$100
That's not horrible.
Sorry to interrupt. Someone's calling me.
for
over
a
the-
high-end webcam. No, that's not horrible
Oh,
at all.
yeah, if it's high end, then you're probably getting a pretty good deal. I don't know cameras and pricing and all.
Like it's not quite 4K.
Yeah.
It's a step below that.
Like 2K.
The
I
Razer
think is-
Kio V2 Pro is $50 more and is 4K.
And I mean, for a webcam, for this is. I mean, it's up to you, obviously, what you get. I would certainly never tell you to get one thing over the other unless I better than. At the end of the day, it's your choice. I just don't feel a need to have a super high clarity. You don't need to see every pore of my skin. You know what I mean? This could be my opinion. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there's like, and that's why you're a shitty streamer. I'm pretty sure it's not my pores that
No.
are causing me to have problems.
But yeah, and then we also had the first episode of the Warhammer fantasy game.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I heard. God, I gotta.
Well,
stop
you
shitting
heard
on-
it because you were there.
I know. I probably shouldn't shit on myself quite as much as I do. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Fucking cliffhangers.
You know I'm a sucker for a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Listen, you know how many times I've stayed up a whole extra hour longer than I should at night because I was watching something and it was like, oh, you motherfuckers, you got me. I know I'm not the only one that falls victim to this, but god damn it, I just can't help it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things, I'm looking at you specifically because you were really good about stringing me along with those damn cliffhangers and shit.
Just one more hour. Just one more hour.
Yeah.
Just one more hour.
So you start doing that bedtime math of like, it's only 56 minutes. I could do that, right? It's not a full
Uh-huh.
hour.
It's like Civ, just one more turn.
Yeah. Alterios, what you got, man?
Well, you already know the other one.
You know what? I wish I could remember, but right now I'm having a hell of a time remembering.
Huh?
The other one.
Yeah, the other game we just did.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought you were referencing something more specific than just.
No.
game.
That's literally been like the only other really big thing this week so far.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't mean to make it sound like you guys were enjoying it and I wasn't. I absolutely had a blast. I was looking forward to it for a couple of weeks, especially.
I was
once
gonna
start putting
say
everything
after
together.
putting all that work into it, I wouldn't imagine being like, okay, I'll run it, I guess.
You're right.
If I have to.
If I
If I have
suppose.
to.
I mean, I did do all
Oh.
this work. I suppose I might as well see it through.
Pull
My
my
name is
arm, why
Eeyore.
don't you?
God, that almost sounds like those fucking orcs or what? Not orcs, but like ogres or something from some, top-down RTS game. Right away, boss. Job's done, boss. Okay.
done.
Yes,
That way.
master.
Go that way.
Oh man, we get sidetracked so easily in this game, don't we?
I have ADD.
I
Watch
was
it.
thinking it was the man's prayer from the Red Green Show. I'm a man.
feel like I should know this
but
one, but I
can
don't.
change if I have to, I guess.
I swear to God, I should know that show, but like I've heard that, and I can't picture it though.
I thought you were gonna say if she doesn't find you handsome, at least she can find you handy.
Yep, that is
That
the
sounds like
sign out of the same show every episode.
I just thought that was the direction you were gonna go with that comment.
Nah.
anyway. Alterios, what do you got? You got anything else?
Not really. All my other game this week is going to be on Sunday, so I won't know until we get there.
That's the is that the Traveler game or was that?
Sands of Doom. The Traveler game hasn't gotten to the point where I can join yet because I've already done the module era.
Oh, that's right. You did say something like that before. Okay. All right. Well, Warner, what do you got on that 40?
What have I got? Well, today
I really
had
hope you caught the reference. Or know what I'm talking about.
today I had an interview,
Yeah. Nice.
which was lovely. I think it went reasonably well.
okay.
But you know, my read on it may be different than the hiring managers, so
But
we'll
you know
find
what?
out. I
What's
guess.
better than what at least you didn't walk away feeling like shit. That's not gonna stick. That's not gonna stick at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure we've all been in those sort of situations where like, ooh man, I could have done so much better. That was not a good representation of what I'm capable of. Well, I'm glad to hear you had an interview. Hopefully, knock on wood, that I get some forward traction. Any word on your friend's boss or something?
That is the one.
So you are getting movement. Awesome.
Yep.
That's good.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, knock on some more wood and maybe find some salt. Burnt offerings. Except I don't have any goats or chickens, so sorry. My best bet for a burnt offering is a fire log that isn't really a wood. That's good. That's good. Glad to hear that, man.
If I were more traditional high church, I'd find myself some incense. I am not, so I'll just keep praying.
Sure. Whatever works for you, then. Like, whatever makes you feel good, do it, and maybe do just a tiny little bit more for celebratory / anticipatory reasons.
There you go.
I don't know if that made sense. It did in my head, so.
It made enough sense.
Made enough sense. All right. I see you. All right. Well, new and exciting. We did launch a new game last night. Wanderers of Acheron, Volume 1, The Grimstone Way. It is a Warhammer fantasy RPG set in a homebrew world. We currently only have 2 players. I would love to have 1, possibly 2 more, and we are, for at least a little while, possibly longer, in a narrative position where adding new players won't be a problem. So, if there is anybody interested, not necessarily the 4 of you, because 2 of you have already said that you have issues with scheduling more stuff, and that's totally fine. But if there are other people out there, viewers and whatnot, please, if you're interested, hit me up on Discord. We'll figure it out what we got to do to get you. If I feel like you're a fit, that may sound a little egotistical or something, but I don't mean like. I don't know where I'm going. That doesn't sound rude. I don't want to sound rude.
Don't let your ego carry you away, Omar. Come on now.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for me, my ego is not only big, but it's heavy. So it's not going to get caught in the wind.
No, but it might catch on that nipple.
Listen, my shirt has already caught on this nipple. It's hurt. It's hurt a couple of times. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, I am a delivery driver, and I routinely, many times a day, pick up a box, run it up to somebody's doorstep. By run, I mean walk. And then I return to the vehicle, go to the next stop. So I have shelves that are about yay high, and I grab a box, and sometimes they're a little bit, difficult to get a good grab on. So I kind of use the edge of the shelf down onto my chest, and then ride down the chest to where I can get my arms around it a little bit better. And, well, I don't know what exactly I did wrong. It's been several hours now, and I don't really care. But I definitely did something to my chest right in here, which is ironically or coincidentally or whatever, right next to my nipple. And so now even wearing this shirt is a bit uncomfortable because of in contact with what could be a bruised muscle or something.
We don't mind if you skip the shirt, Omar. It's okay.
I'm glad I have your vote. I don't know about the
Okay.
others, but I will, for the sake of my viewers and my Twitch affiliation, I'm not going to take my shirt off.
Oh,
Although,
I was gonna say, if
so
clothes
after
start
some
being
of the
revealed,
videos I've seen on
I'll
Twitch,
leave.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alterios.
I was gonna say, if clothes start coming off, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, listen, I've seen some streams that basically were women in bikinis and hot tubs. I guess that's okay, but I'm not going that route.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna
Uh,
say, Alterios, if clothes come off, leaves would be an option.
you know what? My clothes are staying on. Final answer.
I know, but I was making a
I know, an Adam
biblical
and Eve.
imagery pun.
Yeah. I don't know what exactly, but I got you. All right, so previously on Tithes of Acheron, as we transition into a new segmentum, some stunning realizations while dealing with the troubles at Taslak. Annette, seeking the second half of a potentially deadly Xenos artifact, to join to the one found on his own world, has launched a number of damaging assaults on House Van Bree's worlds in an effort to destabilize the domain and to keep them distracted from his true goal. Lord Captain and his entourage now depart Taslak for Halosk, hoping to stem the final tide of Hennet-inspired troubles before finally being able to turn his full attention at his hated rival. That was a... Wow, I really need to find a way to, like, read those 2 or 3 sentences in that 1950s narration voice. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What you're referring to is called the Mid-Atlantic accent. That was an affectation created specifically to make one's voice easy to understand over radio.
Yes. That sounds right. Yeah.
And today we have
Yeah, well, like, the one I think the more recent incarnation of that I have seen personally is, like, in Clone Wars, the animated series, where they, as each episode begins, they give you a little bit of a backdrop as to what's going on, and it has that 1950s wartime real kind of feel. Maybe 19 real time.
I was gonna say because they based it off of
Yeah,
the movie reels.
yeah. That's where I was headed with that. At any rate,
I was thinking of Herbert Daring Dashwood and his intrepid, stalwart ghoul companion Argyle.
That's a deep cut for Fallout 4, but I hope everybody gets it.
I did not, but I've also not played Fallout 4. Oh, which one?
Sorry, 3.
That was 3.
Fallout 3.
Yeah.
3 was the one where you had to go get the water purifier, right? Liam
Yes.
Neeson was your dad in the very beginning? Wow, the silence is disturbing.
I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I mean, the silence was sung by Disturbing, but it's not their song.
At any rate, you are currently in orbit around Taslak. You have the opportunity to do anything final wishes on the planet or in the system prior to departing for the warp. What'd you say?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Exterminatus. Press that button.
Exterminatus, burn it all. I mean, this
Brother,
planet is fine
Bring
now.
the flamer. The heavy flamer.
Yes. Oh, that reminds me. I thought I saw something. I think episode 2 of Penitence is out on Warhammer Plus for those that are trying to keep up with that.
But guys, we don't need to exterminate this planet. All of the alien resistance has been corroded out.
I see what he did there. I see what he did there. You know what I got? I'm gonna caveat on that and say crouton. No, nobody. No.
Croutons.
Sorry.
Fruit kits. All right, I'm done. What are we doing here?
Oh, stop and just give your crew talks a smack.
Are you gonna give your crew a talk? That didn't quite work. Anyway, what are we doing? We're ready to depart unless there's something else you want to do first.
No, I believe we're headed for Omaris.
No. You're heading for Halosk.
All right. I got my worlds mixed up.
That's okay. Omaris was your agri
Capital.
world with a side of industrial mining.
I thought Regius was the capital world.
Regius is the capital world.
Aggro and capital are not the same.
Correct.
Oh.
They are not.
You get aggro from your wife. You get capital from your job.
That's about right. As an easy way to remember, Regius comes from the Latin word Regis,
King,
which is king.
yes.
Or in this case, the King World. Or what are we doing?
So
are we doing
so
anything
we
around Taslak?
the orcs were on Vitamar, right?
Correct.
The other distraction attack we know of was on Halosk, right?
Correct. And there was
Have
the
we,
Acheron one.
did we get any news and Taslak? There was something on Achelos?
Yeah, I mean, Acheron, the only asset you really had was a psychopathic. Ooh, that's not the right word. Astropathic relay.
Psychopathic relay, very different.
Yeah, it is. Is that where they just passed the knife around?
Oh my. Mr. Stabby. Do.
Yeah, the only asset you really had, and it wasn't so much that you owned the system. If I remember right, there wasn't a whole lot there there certainly wasn't a lot there that you guys explored, but the one asset you had was a void station that absolutely. Not the station itself, but all the people aboard.
Right. Now, my question then is, when we were at Regius,
Mm-hmm.
which for some reason I'm not seeing on the map, I'm guessing because
It's because there's a fat ship right on top of it.
Big fat ship.
I was seeing Alpha.
Because
Anyway,
Alpha Matka is its primary name or major name
so
or whatever.
my question then
Yeah.
is when we were on Regius
Mm-hmm.
and we got information about what was going on at Vitamar,
Mm-hmm.
did we get any information about what was going on at Omaris?
Omaris didn't register any sort of complaints or issues or concerns. If anything, there was a small. I don't remember specifically what world. It might have been Omaris, but there was a small economic concern. If you remember, there was that slight drop off in production or productivity.
Right. So, but
But
we know that there's been some level of drop off in their production.
But
So
I think
my
you
next
guys
question,
had addressed it as well. Something to the effect of do better. I don't remember specifically.
okay, so if we know that all of our worlds were having some sort of shortfall,
Mm-hmm.
and we know that there were specific distraction attacks against Vitamar, Halos, and Taslak,
Mm-hmm.
or in the case of Taslak, a direct attack,
Mm-hmm.
the data slate didn't say anything about House Hanet messing with Omaris, did it? The one that we
Correct.
took off of the.
Yeah, the only the ones it mentioned was the attacks. So basically, what it basically outlined Hanet's plan, which was the butchering at Achelos, the assault on Vitamar with riling up the orcs that would distract you, so that he could get onto Taslak and start doing his dig. He was going to do some sort of distraction minor effort at Halosk as well, just to keep you off your toes. And then as everything finished up on Taslak, he kind of like reinforced Halosk with the bulk of the forces he had brought to Taslak in the he left a token resistance behind, sent everybody else to Halosk.
Okay.
And you killed, I think, literally every.
I just want to make sure there was nothing going on at Omaris that we knew about from our intelligence.
Correct. There's nothing beyond the economic slight drop in productivity. There were no problems at all.
Okay. Well, then, as far as I know, it's we were basically getting ready to enter the warp to head to Halosk.
Yep. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Pull that up. Why are you not pulling this up? There we go. Pull that up. All right. Divining the auguries is the first step. The navigator makes a challenging Cynicians test with +20 for detailed charts. Cynicians with a +20 perception. That's +40. She basically needs to make a 99. That is 1 degree of success, but that's fine. Next here. So she's good to go for that. 1 degree of success, and then I need to look at that table. Here.
Is that something that she would want to spend a fate point on to ensure a faster transit to Halosk?
Considering she only has a couple fate points.
Okay.
Now, if somebody
And
wants
now
to
we
donate a
know.
fate point, I won't stop them either.
Wait, what's going on?
Hang on.
The man with the fate point.
Yeah, the
speaks
man
up.
with the stockpile of them. By the way, his elf character only has 1 fortune point, which is the same thing as a fate point here. Let's see, table 2-.
But Jason, or sorry, my brain just got confused as to which name to call you for a second.
Jace is
The
fine.
the situation is we only got for navigating through the warp, and that could affect our travel time. We only got 1 point of success.
Oh, this one isn't that test. Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Well, let me double check. Because this one is, what is the purpose of this test? This test, the navigator's test is successful. Roll on that table. But I already know the duration. Ability and risks. Thought I fixed these in table notes and shit. Hold on. Bear with me a moment. Sorry.
Be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Right back.
Ah, yes, it is another. It is a roll that takes place shortly. The navigation warp test. That's the test that determines this one. Oh, this is if I don't know the route or because I do know the route. This is just. I don't really need to do this route in the first place. Okay. Warding of the ill tidings. That is the Lord Commander, or excuse me, Lord Captain, saying things like, "Give up the change in your pockets so we can melt them down."
Yep,
Yes.
we proceed with the ritual melting of the gold and forming of the icon.
Okay. This roll is only necessary because of on a 96 plus, it's a failure because you're rolling against your crew morale. Although if there are doubles, there may be concerns. Let me see what this. Roll 1d100 against the crew morale. If the result is higher, then there's dark susurrations of an ill omen. That's all it says. So
I like the word susurration. That's a good
I
word.
hope I said it right too, because it's not a word that's in my common parlance. That is a successful roll, so we don't need to worry about any bad juju.
It's parlance, actually.
I like to say it parlance because it has a little.
Parlez-vous?
It has a yes. No, I don't, but because of the French. All right,
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
I can
Eine
speak.
kleine Deutsch.
Yes, I can, and it's. Hold on. It kind of
Ein
Deutsch
bisschen
sprechen
Deutsch is
or ich sprechen.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pinch. A tiny bit.
Yeah, ein bisschen or
Let's see if we can get you
Anyway.
demonetized in Germany.
probably not. 'Cause I don't
Sie
think
ist eine
anybody.
Schweinhund.
I am not a pig farmer or pig dog.
No. There you go.
Probably. Anyway, I digress. Let's
Aber
stay
Sie haben
focused.
einen Vogel in dein Kopf.
I don't have a bird in my head.
That's not what he said.
Vogel is bird, Kopf is head. I don't know what else I heard. I was not paying all that much attention.
Kopf is head.
What did I say?
Kopf.
Kopf.
Oh yeah, that's I was wrong there. Anyway, all right. Willpower tests. To
Basically,
prevent.
I'm calling you a bird brain.
I mean, that definitely checks out. I absolutely am scatterbrained. All right, willpower tests in order to stave off the hallucinations because of the warp shenanigans as you cross from the real world into the not so real. Lord Captain, you have a plus 20. So willpower plus 20. You have a 97. Would you like to fate point that or have crazy hallucinations?
Well, I mean, I'm immune to all of that, but anyway, I'll spend a fate point.
Are you immune now?
I'm basically immune to terror.
I mean, it doesn't stop you from experiencing them, does it?
Yeah. I also don't take insanity points normally either, I don't think.
That does sound right. I do recall something about
that. But anyway, yeah, just double checking my willpower over here.
I mean, we're probably getting to that point where some of these rolls are absolutely necessary. except for that 5% chance of failure.
No, for me, well, my willpower is still not that great.
Okay. What do you got here? What are you rolling against?
Lower, I needed lower than that.
Okay, well, what was your target number so we know what kind of roll you need to make?
58.
That's 2 degrees. Go ahead and give me a 1d100 plus 20. Let me double check that. 1 second. Pretty sure. I mean, it's been a while since we had one of these things. So let's see. Character who fails the test must roll on the hallucinations table, adding plus 10 for each degree of failure. Yeah, so 1d100 plus 20, please.
I've got Jaded, Resist Fear, and Dark Soul, and I think those all.
I mean, you're gonna have hallucinations, but other than being somewhat confused, they're not gonna have the scary, freaky bit.
Another D100, you said?
The one that you just rolled. A 21. Wow.
Why
Now you roll the
why-
1.
Yeah, yeah.
For whatever reason, the Lord Captain wakes up humming.
You suffer a severe phobia, and whenever you roll a 9 on any dice that you roll, you
9!
encounter your phobia until the vessel leaves the warp. Let's go to 297 of the Rogue Trader book to see what that phobia is.
I was gonna say, would someone like to pick a phobia for me?
Let's see, mental
Being destitute.
traumas.
Well, that's a phobia anyway.
That traumas is your phobia?
I feel like I get hyper fixated on the fact that I'm gonna get taken over by nanites and turned into the Gray Sludge Man.
I mean that actually, I'm just gonna roll with that. that seems so, so narratively appropriate. All right, who else we got? We got Reinhardt. You're next. You've got a plus 30 to your willpower test.
Ooh. So very nice.
That is 67.
I'm good.
All right.
I should have bought
Jace.
warp drugs.
Yeah. Jace,
Well,
you have a plus 30 as well.
Well, I basically have an addiction immunity, so they're
Jace is
heavy
good.
resistance to becoming addicted. So
I am well in the clear.
Yep. And then
I
Icarus.
had to roll below a 71, which I did.
Icarus, you have a plus 20.
for a second, I thought it's a 61, and I was like, that's not both. Never mind.
71.
14. Wow. All right.
Why
We're
couldn't I
good.
even roll that last night?
Yeah. Right. Well, because last night everybody was super low power.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered with a 14. I would have caught that pig.
I'm just gonna roll against a plus 30 here. Yeah. Our navigator is just fine. Next we have, I believe, the navigator making yet another roll. Yes, locating the Astronomicon. So this is going to be routine Cynician's test. So that's plus 20. Challenging. No. Or no, yeah, plus 20. Sorry, I'm reviewing my notes. All right, Cynician's plus 20. Cynician's already has a plus 20, so it's going to be plus 40 perception. Again, a 99. The Astronomicon is not obscured in any way or shape. So now we do steering the vessel, and now I do a challenging navigation warp test. Plus 20 for detailed charts. Plus 20 for Navis Prima. That's plus 40 on top of whatever else I have. Navigation warp is a intelligence. I have a plus 10. So that's 50 on top of my intelligence. It's 107. That is 6 degrees of success. Table 2-4 says a number.
of course it says a number. It's a table.
But I'm not trying to show you what it says. I mean, you're going to know here in a second.
Will I?
Yes. 42 days in the warp, she says, as she plummets the ship deeper into the... Which means...
Yes, that's the answer.
Which means we get...
Nobody? 42? Okay.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
I didn't even realize that,
Hitchhikers.
Honestly. That was good.
Yeah. I'm sitting over here smiling. I don't laugh out loud much.
I didn't catch it. I kind of wish I had now. We have 8 checks in the warp. And before I get too much further, there is a moment as the ship crosses that finite line between real and not real.
Isn't that what we already did a check for?
You did. Well, you guys, that was one of the things that you had to do. There's an additional, let's call it a cutscene, because, you know, I like a good
Okay.
cutscene about as much as I like a good cliffhanger. Wow, how did I miss it? Where is it? Yeah, yes, here we go. There is, as you cross that finite line between the real and the not, there is a brief flickering lights, flashing darkness. A cold chill seeps through the ship as the Gellerfields finish coming up to full power and take effect. There is a person hunkered down on the bridge. Later, it will be reported that many people see similar apparitions. It is a human, a person. When you squint harder at it, it feels like it's Yunko Bar all over again. And he's just standing there, or crouching there, or huddling there in the corner of something. And he's saying, "Take us home. We must feed. Take us home. We must feed." And as you get closer, or perhaps lean in a little bit better for a better view, he is, of course, covered in those fucking spider things that you previously saw on your last warp excursion. And there is
No.
absolutely a feeling of that gray, sludgy shit when you killed that captain of one ship. Like that, you don't like. If I use words like grease and oil and engine oil and grit, like you start developing sort of a feeling, right? Not just the idea of those words, but the feeling of it. Like if you had your hands in a tub full of that stuff, and you get this icky, greasy feeling all over you. And then you're in the warp.
No.
And you hear Anastasia say something like 42 days, and then she just not disappears, but cuts signal because she now has to focus for the next 42 days on keeping the ship going in the direction. Before your first 5-day check-in with how things can go horribly wrong in the warp, what would you like to do?
Well, I think lots of us are going to want to either do a training session
Yep.
or tinker with our mechanicals.
Okay.
Altrios, can I make a suggestion? It's not exactly a training tinker, but it might be something to consider. Since you've never actually said that either of your servo skulls have anyway, perhaps you should give one of them essentially a basic sensor thing so that we can detect life signs potentially around corners rather than have your servo skull have to go around the corner. Because that's one of the things they can carry, I'm pretty sure.
They can carry some sort of small hand-ish sized tools, if I remember right.
Yeah, like an Auspex, I believe is what they call it.
Yes, an Auspex is what they call it. Icarus, what say you, sir? Would you like to give your servo skulls an upgrade? Curious?
I have addressed my suggestion to the wind. No, I'm sorry.
Where is the green hand? Is it moving? That's my next step. There it is. It is moving.
And Gondor will answer.
I'm looking for it.
Okay.
It should be in the primary book under tools.
And there's also in the core book in the adversary section a block about servo skull.
Yeah, and Auspex is one of them. So, but you can double check that too if you like.
I'm looking at the adversary stuff right now.
I am gonna go to the tools and see if I can find it. Pretty sure it's under tools
Servo skull
or gear.
under the gear for its stat block, it says inbuilt Vox and Cogitator. Depending on its function, the servo skull will also have an inbuilt Lumen Globe, Auspex, Combi Tool, or Las pistol with inbuilt red dot laser sight. Servo skulls are often modified with other tool sensors or pistol class weapons. Basically, you could upgrade these guys. I would imagine you can give them something like probably a tech use to see if it sticks. Unless we had a different
So here is the
ruling on that.
description for Auspex if anyone else has not found it. This device is used to detect energy emissions, motion, and biological life signs. A character using an Auspex gains a plus 20 bonus to awareness test, and may make a test used to spot things not normally detectable to human senses, such as gases, biosigns, or ambient radiation. The standard range for an Auspex is 50 meters. The walls more than 50 centimeters thick and certain shielding materials can, in fact, block the scanner.
Basically, the Auspex is 40K version of.
Yes. And with that, I'm going to mute my microphone and let the dog out for a second, so
Oof.
don't call on
Oof,
me
oof.
for my training next.
Well, we've answered that age-old question of who let the
Are
dog
we?
out.
Yes, the Baja men have their answer.
What were you saying, Alterios?
You're not going to make us find an Auspex before I can put one on?
I feel like this is one of those things that our machine shop could probably scramble together.
I was going to say, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of Auspexes on board this ship. It is a common tool.
Well, because then we just each have one. Why not?
Well, in your case, I think the reason that we don't have to make an acquisition roll for it is because, one, it's for our character specifically, and in your case, your servitors or your servo skulls can come with an Auspex. But you didn't want to retcon it, so it's just a way to give it something they could have started the game with.
Or that you've given them an updated one, so to speak. It's your call.
Yeah, I'll do that. What kind of tech roll are you looking for?
Tech roll, but you can use all of your special tool bonuses. Your Omnissiah
It's
rock.
basically not rolling a crit fail then.
Yeah, 96 or higher. Don't roll that. Yep, you're good.
Okay, so that's the second time this dice roller's done that. It's had a dice land on an edge and stay there.
I noticed when I started the table that dice roller was getting a little bit wonky.
Like
try some.
it still tells me the number, and I know it's just a random number generator, but it looks ooh.
Oh, that's because this thing fell.
Well, we had another dice roller, but somebody took it away.
No, he's talking about the percentile.
Like I know it really doesn't matter because it's a digital random number generator.
Yeah.
But like that it breaks my immersion.
Breaks the immersion.
Nothing really matters. Anyone can see.
Nothing really matters to me.
With luck, those dice will a little bit more.
We'll see.
We'll see. Anyways, what's next? Currently we have Warner or Jace. Rev had to step away.
I'm still within shot. I just can't roll a. I mean, I still can hear, but I just can't roll a dice.
We do have squads that you guys wanted to train during this time. I believe was the intent.
Right. There shouldn't be any there shouldn't be any caps right now to confirm, Omar. Everybody.
Yeah, everybody that learned something last time has had it locked into place with all of the recent actions. A couple of ship takedowns.
So another thing to consider, we've had we're in the warp for 40 days.
Yep, 42.
Okay. Well,
and 6
divided by 7, that's what, 8?
6 weeks.
6, sorry. Like I said, I'm
You're fine.
outside. Anyway, and my brain's not entirely functioning because I think the dog just wandered off into the dark.
Good luck. Sorry, I'm being vindictive. Sorry.
I see her. But anyway, so that 6, that gives us 3 different training attempts per person.
Sure. I don't have all the rules open that we came up with, so
I pretty much have them memorized just because
Yeah.
I wrote them.
I figured.
So that gives us three
Why
different
only
training sessions.
3?
Because each training session is spread out over a 2-week time period.
1 week. I thought.
No,
I'll double check the text, but I thought I made it
sure it was 2 weeks.
Omar felt like 1 week was a little overpowered.
Yeah. You can blame me.
Okay.
Omar is a dictator. I know. Asshole. Wonder he's still running the show.
Well, it's because he's a dictator that he's still running the show.
And with that, I just put a big crosshairs on the back of my head. You know, the size of the United States. Bad time? Too soon?
You mean a crosshairs the size of Iran?
I mean, listen, I was trying not to be that hard on the point, but I was definitely making a point. I should say making a point. I was making a joke.
Did you? You're not a dictator, Omar. You're an Ayatollah.
I am not an Ayatollah.
No.
Now you have doomed me. Hey, stop trying to wander off with my
What?
Damn. Wow, that was
And
somehow Darius was
And
able to
scene.
move my dice roller pad over here, and he shouldn't be able to because it's locked.
Yeah, but you didn't say dice, my friend.
I know what I almost didn't say.
I know what you did say.
That's the one I use.
it's
I thought this was. You know what? I'm not gonna. You know what?
I think we all have one. We all use one, but it's not worth talking about here. Let's move on.
What are we trading? What are we trading before I start throwing some fucking pink things at you or blue things?
I was merely going to say that if we're all successful with all three, we can each technically pick a squad, get them 2 level ups in one thing and 1 level up in another, assuming we're successful in all of them. And I would assume, based off of what they're used for, that willpower, agility, and guns are going to be the things that we want to look at for dodge, if anybody's not picking up on that. So I'm not gonna dictate. I think they should just be better at shooting things right now, personally.
Mhm.
But willpower also might. I mean, so here's the deal on that. We're going to fight Kroot. I doubt those Kroot are going to be throwing around a lot of willpower checks. Is this too metagame, Omar? Am I getting metagamey? I mean, I know we're going.
We're pushing Kroot, there, but I think there's certainly. I think
we have intelligence that our characters know we're going to fight.
like you know Kroot is going to be your focus, and you probably
They're going
have
to be hired.
Common knowledge of, a common level of knowledge about what the Kroot are available to you, so that you can be like, well, we're going up against Kroot, so maybe focus on this and not so much that.
I was thinking, let's focus on accuracy and dodge, but it is entirely up to the players doing the training. That's all I had to say. Warner, you're up first, just because I'm tired of waiting on who gets to roll next.
Okay. So, remind me how this works.
Pick a squad. Tell Omar what skill you're trying to train.
All right. Let's go with Squad Athens, and let's try and make them shootier.
Okay.
So it's a ballistic skill. I don't recall specifically how the formula works, but I believe it was their ballistic skill inverted with a bonus from the trainer.
I thought I posted it in the Krieg Dominion, but I'm not seeing it.
It was in. I'm pretty sure it was in private chat between.
Yeah, but I thought I also put it in the Krieg Dominion so that everybody could see it.
That's also a possibility, but there's been a lot of chat in that channel.
I scrolled way up, didn't see it. We should put that in there.
In our private chat, it should be pinned.
Okay, check that. I was actually looking for our private.
No,
I was looking for the.
Our pinned chats go back over almost a year to when you were planning on gifts.
What? Oh, okay. I'm not
the Christmas gifts, or not so much Christmas gifts, but
right.
Gifts.
I thought you said GIF. I thought you said
GIF,
I
didn't enunciate the T enough. Sorry.
And I was gonna say it's pronounced GIF.
It is not pronounced.
No, it
GIF.
is not.
The creator says it is.
No, the creator did not.
The creator is entitled to be wrong, but the graphic that the G stands for is a hard G. So
I actually agree with you. I'm just being difficult.
I know you are. We know you are. We know you are. Anyways.
every time somebody says, "Actually, it's GIF," I respond with, "Moms like you choose GIF."
All right. So I have the warp training rules.
Oh, did you
They're
find it?
not they are not far up in the private chat that we have, so you can't see them, Omar. I'm kidding. I'm about to copy the image and place it into the Krieg Dominion for you to pin to avoid this situation in the future.
You're gonna put it in our cast channel.
No, I'm putting it in meme chat because I feel like a jerk.
Perfect. It's a great place to. All right, so you are looking to increase their ballistic skills. So that is, let's see, skills.
So
and
you take
talents,
you take your ballistic bonus, whatever your 10's power is,
6.
Yeah.
and you add that to the inverse of their skill. So 100 minus whatever their ballistic skill is.
Right. And so let me pull.
Their ballistic skill is what, in the 40s?
It sounds right, but I actually have their.
Only one squad has a slightly higher ballistic. I wonder how that happened.
I have their. There we go.
I'm assuming you're going with Athens?
Yeah.
Yes,
he
Athens
declared
is who
Athens.
I said I was going to.
Okay.
So Athens has a ballistic skill of 40.
Okay.
Actually, I think.
So 100
yeah,
minus
40.
40 is
60.
60
And
plus
plus
6
your 7,
is
so
66.
Oh, 6. I thought you. So yeah, you basically roll against that, and if you're successful, they get, I believe, a plus 5.
66
Now-
or less. Go.
But hold on a second
Okay.
before you make your
holding on.
roll. I do have a plus 10 that I can give to someone. Should I save it for the warp encounter, or should I apply it to training?
Well, when you say warp encounter, how to pilot navigate. Okay.
Technically, both of those are far enough spaced apart. I should be able to do both.
You could,
but I feel like that's gaming the system a bit.
I think. I'll tell you what. So right now, currently, we have one training session and one warp encounter session. This is the same one session, right? So if you
Right.
put it on the training, you can't use it on the warp encounter. If you put it on the warp encounter, you can't put it on the training.
Right. I'm
You
assuming
also
by the
can't
time the
bank
next
it for the next series either.
I was gonna say, I'm
let's keep
assuming-
it for the warp.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming by the time that the next training rolls around, I'll be able to use it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep it for the warp encounters unless somebody else really wants it, and then I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Saying that to the whole table.
All right, 66, I think, was the number you were shooting for.
That is what I heard. Whee!
That is a 53. So
53.
they're going to go up.
Success.
They go up automatically on a plus 5 on that to a plus 5, right? Let's see, what does it say? I think it was supposed to be goes up by plus 5. Rev?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, plus 5.
So that means I can go ahead and change that.
It can go up another 1 plus 5, but that will be the maximum that.
Purple hand needs to move out. Second thing.
And just as to remind everybody, during this 2-week period, nobody else can train Squad Athens.
Correct. So actually, what I'll do is I'll take the 2 Athens squads out, set them aside for the moment, and then Jace, what would you like to do with yours? And which squad would you like to do it with? That sounds a little weird, but I think you know what I mean. Can't tell if you said Omar or Oh my.
I said, oh my, Omar. Just don't grab their.
Whoa. Grab their dice. Got it.
Oh my.
That's the oh my I'm used to. Jace, Darius?
The second training will be for we will go with the what did we call them?
Bactria,
Bactria squad.
I believe.
Bactria.
Okay.
We'll go with Bactria. And We will train them in dodging.
Dodging. Okay. Dodge. Have dodge?
They
They have
yes, they
dodge
do.
plus 10. So this would actually be, you're going to train their agility.
Yes.
So their agility is 35. 100 minus 35 is 65. What is your agility bonus?
Mine?
Mm-hmm. Because you're the one training them.
60.
Okay. So 65 and
plus
6
6.
is 71. So you need to
Sounds
roll a 71 or better. Or lower.
What were you saying, Rev?
just what he said.
That is.
I was trying to make myself more self-important by echoing the GM.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so back to your squad. Agility goes up to 40. And the reason why I said that as opposed to their dodge specifically is their dodge is at plus 10. They would have to have it. It goes from plus 10 to plus 20, but that's a kind of a big jump in the grand scheme of how the rules are set up, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Omar,
Yeah.
if I'm training a squad, can I give the plus 10 to the squad to learn the skill instead of me?
No.
Hypothetically,
No. I
because
hear where you're going with
the
that.
squad is involved in the role,
I mean, I hear where you're
and
going with that,
I
but
am a massively inspirational commander. Okay.
all right, listen. There's some egotistical ass clown that I want to make an allegory between the two of you, but it's just not coming through. Who? I think that's everybody. Well, no.
I have.
Rev can still train a squad. No, yes,
I
you
can.
can train, but I'm not gonna. You can't plus 10 yourself.
I actually wasn't going to. I was saving it for the warp situation, but I actually started doing the math about the warp situation, and we pretty much automatically dodged all the warp encounters.
Unless I arbitrarily throw one at you.
Well, if you arbitrarily throw one at us, there's no point of me using the plus 10 to dodge it, is there?
But you might want to use that plus 10 in the scenario that comes up because of it. I don't know where I'm going with this. Just what are you training your next
fine.
squad?
I'm training Squad Crete in shooties.
Okay,
They have a 45.
Yep. So that's 65 or sorry, 55
Yeah. So I need to roll a 55
plus your ballistics
plus-
bonus.
which I believe is 6. Let me double check. Yes.
Okay, 61.
Oh, I clicked it and nothing happened.
Because you missed. All right. Street squad goes up 5.
Yay.
Their ballistic skill is now 50.
Now,
Good.
we're getting about a warp counter every week, right?
Every 5 days, yes.
Okay, so it's going to be several more warp encounters before we can train, gentlemen.
Basically 3.
Warp encounter.
I thought we could train them twice before.
Well, so the warp encounters are every 5 days, and your training period is 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want anybody thinking that they were going to get to make another roll as soon as the warp encounter was over.
Almost a 3-to-2 ratio. Not quite.
Let's go.
I bet you could make a Fibonacci sequence out of it.
Out of what?
Using the number, generating the numbers for training every 5 days warp encounters every 5 days and training every
14 days?
Yeah.
That's not how a Fibonacci sequence works.
So
1
close.
plus 0
it's
plus
5
1 is
and
1.
13.
1 plus
not 5
2.
And 14.
Well, the problem is Fibonacci x equals the sum of the two previous numbers.
Yes, I meant the beginning of the sequence is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55.
There you go. You got it. Right. You got a lot further ahead than I did. Okay.
So 5 and 13 are both Fibonacci numbers. 14 is not. So
That's right.
close,
So,
but
page
not quite.
32 of his prime. That is. Okay. Give me Two 1d100 rolls to see what you have to dodge.
Your turn, Warner. I'm being arbitrary.
1d100.
Rev's like, you guys take far too long to figure this out. 52. Spontaneous inhuman combustion. And the second
Ouch.
roll?
Is that avoidable or?
Well, you have two. You get two rolls. This one
I know
or
that.
that one. It's
Because we're
inhuman.
Because we're ship, don't we get a minus to that? Don't we get a shift to that because our ship is
No.
some weird warp pulley thing?
43.
I'll explain. 43 is stasis. So basically, you have I forget what it's called on the hull. Hold on. Warpsbane hull, which gives you the two rolls, and then the players choose which
That's
of the
why we get
two
two.
you deal with. Now, there was one particular warp route that you had taken. Effectively, anytime you cross through this nebula that's on the map, there's a plus 10 on this roll, which
Okay.
makes your all's well roll half as likely. Or
Okay.
it makes the odds
All
less
right.
likely.
So since
So
get to
we
choose
have either stasis, a physical encounter, or just random shit happening on the ship.
So a physical encounter is something we dodge with piloting, yes?
Correct.
My vote's for stasis. Anybody else?
Sure.
I mean, of the
What
two,
do
this
This
is
is
we-
reasonable.
What do we use to try to avoid stasis?
so it's a physical
Piloting.
encounter. The navigator, and then the navigator has to make a couple of rolls, and then the pilot makes a roll. The alternative is, so basically what it is in a worst case scenario between these two ideas, you are stuck in the warp for 1d5 additional days. That's the worst case scenario. One additional warp encounter. Effectively.
You didn't answer the question.
Okay, what was the question then?
With stasis,
Uh-huh.
is it a piloting check or is it some other check?
It's
Yes.
piloting, yes. So the navigator will make a navigation, and then the pilot makes a piloting check. But first, I need to see if I detect the encounter. Ordinary Signitions. Gonna be Signitions.
I mean, I'm fine with the one that relies on piloting.
89. Detect it in time. We detect it in time. Then I need to make a challenging navigation warp. Navigation warp is a intelligence with plus 10. 67.
Pretty sure the navigator can dodge it all on her own, but then if she doesn't, the pilot has a chance to correct.
Well, the pilot. So the navigators had. So basically, what's happened at this point is the navigators detected the threat, figured out a path around it, and then is communicating to the pilot to do this with the ship so that you avoid this problem. Now you have
Which
a
gives-
piloting plus 10. Let me double check that real quick before you roll. Navigator makes ordinary and then avoiding physical counters. Yep, helmsman makes ordinary plus 10 pilot spacecraft test. And of course you have.
And I get a train plus 20.
Yep, so that's 30. And then I think you have not the Navis Prima, but you have a quadrant or something like that.
The Almanac.
Sextant. Yeah, the Almanac. There you go. That gives you, I think, another 10 or 20.
Almanac Astrae Divinitas.
Yep, there you go. And I think that gives you.
Which gives me another plus 10.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds
20.
like 40. 20, 30. Yeah, 40. So piloting plus 40.
Which my agility is 60, so that's
96 or
100.
higher fails.
Yep.
There
I think I might use that plus 10 on training next time.
Probably not a bad idea.
Mayhaps.
Wait, what did you use the plus 10 on?
He was saving it for the
Nothing.
warp encounter
Oh.
in case, but
Well,
I mean,
not always avoidable by piloting.
yeah,
69.
nice. But we have avoided that encounter together. All right. Where did that thing end up? There it is. Okay. All right. Next encounter. 2 more 1d100 rolls, please.
Not me this time.
12.
Is all's well. Do we even need to make a roll? Well, let's see what the other option is. It might be entertaining.
It's always curious. If we can time travel back to save my mom before she dies, I'm up for that.
That is a warp storm that I think we're just gonna arbitrarily automatically avoid and go with all's well.
Yeah.
And then
one of our elite guardsmen, didn't I kill that orc before?
right. And then 2 more for the 3rd encounter before we go to the next training session or whatever else you want. 81 is Warp Rift.
Oh boy.
It's not a good one.
That's the time travel one, isn't it? Oh.
53 spontaneous inhuman combustion.
combustion.
Warp Rift is a physical encounter. If the navigator does not circumvent this encounter, the vessel slews into a nebula of unreality for 1d10 days. Each day the ship is in that nebula, I roll on the warp incursions, which is a different table. That's a different table than this one.
Let's go with the spontaneous human combustion.
But
That
so
one
the rolls-
automatically
hold on.
has.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
That's an automatic. It
Yeah.
happens, and it's up to the navigator to determine how well she can ward it off.
Well, hold on, before you go any further, this is literally what it says for spontaneous inhuman combustion. The GM chooses one component of this encounter if this encounter manifests. So I guess I still get to avoid it. Never mind.
But it's not through piloting, it's through the other Sinitians.
Yeah,
thing.
it's through the navigator, which is why I said you may want to save the +10 for the warp encounters.
Strangely, this one does not
is avoidable by piloting.
Strangely,
but
this
Warp
one,
Rift is.
Yes, Warp Rift is a physical encounter.
And so even if the navigator doesn't do so great on her checks, it's just a harder piloting roll. So which I can give a +10 to since I haven't used it yet.
No, if the navigator fails, let me double check. Hold on. On failing the test, the encounter is spotted but not in time to prepare.
Right. On failing a test.
Oh,
but there
nope.
are 3 steps.
I apologize. Nope. That was to detect it. If the navigator fails the navigation warp, and the helmsman fails the piloting test, if either fails, the ship is embroiled in the encounter and must be overcome before it can continue the journey.
I thought if the navigator failed,
no,
it was just made
they
it harder
both have
for
to
Jace.
pass. They both have to pass.
We've
just been really lucky that we have always passed when we've done a physical encounter.
What's the because I know Jace's is better. What's the navigator's threshold for passing a physical or passing to detect it?
To detect is ordinary Sinitians. That's like 99.
Okay, so
but
she's
the
rolling against the
navigation.
99.
Hold on. The navigation warp, that test that she has to do is a 67.
Okay. So, apply it to the 67.
Okay. All right. So let me make this first 99 roll. That is, oh dear. Oh, that's not good.
I'm feeling her.
We hit.
She has
hold on.
2.
I do have a fate point, so unless somebody wants, she's just gonna use one of her fate points. Fuck that. She's not gonna fail that miserable run into this thing. That's much better. That's much better.
Her professional pride as a navigator.
Yeah,
should...
like she's like, no, sir, no, sir, that's not happening. So she's like, yep, I'm gonna use one of my fate points of the 2 that she has. And then now I need to make against a 67 becomes 77 because of the +10. And that is a 66. Wow! I just slid in under the margin where I could make it and not need the +10 from the Lord Captain. So she basically just like, nope, that's not happening. And also, thanks, Lord Captain, but fuck you! She does not do anything. Jace, go ahead and roll.
I still feel better.
Roll a 95 or lower, right?
Yeah, 95 or lower, because I think you had like +40 or 50 or some shit.
Well, of all the times to roll a 91, that was a good one.
That was a good time to do it. I think the navigator is like, nobody sees this, but maybe the camera just like suddenly flips over to her view in the Navis Sanctum, and it's just she is just absolutely covered in cold, frosty sweat as she fucking makes this happen. Okay, I don't have any scenes, so unless you guys want to do any scenes, I believe the next thing is some more training.
Yep.
Training. I guess I could take Bacteria Squad out for the shooties.
Okay.
Seems
They
reasonable.
had,
Were you
they
we're gonna
had
do back?
dodge last time, so shooties this time would be appropriate.
Okay.
All right. Ballistics is 40. Gives a 60 plus your ballistics bonus.
Which is 6, so 66 or less.
Mhm.
Wee.
Fate point.
Yes.
There you go.
Much better.
Ballistics 45.
And then I will do Alpha Squad dodging.
So let's see. Their agility is 35. That becomes 65. I believe a 71. I think you had a 6 on agility. Or was it 5?
Yep. 6.
Okay, so yeah, 61. I'm sorry, 71. 71. Okay. That
Made
is
it.
a success. So their agility goes up by 5. And this one as well. Alturios. Are you doing anything with your servo skulls or the combat servitor? I forgot to bring down. Oops.
You can tinker with.
Get the servitor down here so I can see his doodly doos.
His googly goos? What'd you say?
I heard
Doodly
doodly
doos.
doos.
Okay.
Does a combat? This is a stupid question. I'm just gonna ask. Does a combat servitor have dodge?
He might not.
I
His
don't feel like
agility,
he
I
would.
think, is pretty low too.
I mean, he doesn't have a train, but I think you can always do it at half. But like a half of 20 is 10. So
Yeah,
he's not
yeah. He
doing
has
that.
agility of 20.
He has a toughness bonus of 8. He doesn't need to dodge.
That's because he has that unnatural toughness trait.
Yeah.
I was just making a joke. But
Yeah,
anyway,
no, I know. I know.
His job is soak.
I'll try and get his ballistic skill to 35.
Okay. So it's 30 now, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so ballistics is 30, so that means a 70 plus your ballistic score, or excuse me, your ballistic bonus. 70 plus whatever.
his tech
Or 5.
use.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, it's your tech use bonus. I apologize because you're in there tinkering with its algorithms to help its aiming processes, aiming protocols, and all that.
That'd be 11 then.
Well, your flat tech use roll.
Flat tech use.
Yeah.
I
mean,
Oh no, I thought it was his tech use bonus. Sorry.
Because you are doing techie things, it would be all of your techie shit. So you would get a plus whatever 10% of your tech use roll would be if it was a challenging roll.
Should be 11.
Okay, so yeah, so that's 81.
Okay. Don't fuck it.
Yep, his ballistic score goes up. He has become that much more terrifying.
Now, if we can just get a heavy plasma gun for the other arm.
Well, you gotta have
I
a
don't
chance
know,
for
'cause those have a chance to blow up.
that. Only if you do overcharge
Hold on.
or if it gets hit.
If we get a second heavy bolter, can we treat it like a twin-linked heavy bolter?
I don't know if you can have 2.
I don't know if you can either, to be honest. Because I think if you look at the stats for the combat servitors, I think they have like a list of what can be loaded on them. Let me see. I'm in that section right now, so just give me a second.
It does, but it's not arm specific.
It says weapons, servo fist, either a chain axe or shock glove, and either a flamer, auto gun, hell gun, heavy bolter, plasma cannon. I think I may have missed a weapon, but that's about it. And the one that I threw at you guys was going to be the plasma cannon.
Right, and I'm simply saying, if it has 2 heavy bolters mounted on it, wouldn't it, for all intents and purposes, fire like the rules for a twin-linked bolter? instead of 2 separate weapon systems.
I suppose in theory, but
GM's discretion. I'm
I think the bigger
I'm
question
raising
there
a
is
pure
whether or not
hypothetical.
I would allow you to have 2 heavy bolters mounted on that.
I
And
think
not to
everyone has to
be
be
like
taken.
not to
I
be a
think everyone has
dick,
to take it by
but
the servo fist,
yeah,
shock glove, flamer.
yeah, like
whatever.
if you do that, you take away all of its options for melee attack, which I understand the point. Like, well, if I have enough range attack, I'll never need a melee attack. Like, I get that idea, but
And its melee attacks aren't great, but anyway.
no, but better to have something than nothing.
It means like it couldn't parry, so if like it got into melee, it just had to sit there and take
We
it.
already saw it fight orcs. It can't parry.
I mean, can you fight orcs? Don't answer that. That was a joke. Who do we got left? I think Jace. No, Jace did one already, right? Rev. Rev is next or last.
I currently raise. Well, I don't think. Oh yeah, they both have gone. Okay. Yeah, I currently look at you above the table and raise an eyebrow at my 2 power sword bayonets.
I don't. You can't put bayonets on a 50 caliber machine gun for fuck's sake.
Why not?
Because somewhere in the way and along the way, it's just unwieldy.
I'm pretty sure that in World War One, people did affix bayonets to big ass
Machine
machine
guns.
guns.
Yeah.
Just don't see how that would be practical on the 50.
Like
I've lifted a 50
30-inch
cal barrel.
long bayonets.
Yeah,
I've never
like
seen.
I'd rather just be hit with
bayonets.
the. I would rather just hit somebody with the barrel.
I've never seen bayonets on a heavy bolter. Like
Yeah. At any rate, there are 2 squads remaining for training this session: Charlie and Delta, or sorry, Crete and Delphi, or whatever the fuck you name this one.
Yeah. Crete and Delphi.
Delphi, because I'm using the Battlestar Galactica pronunciation. Nobody? No one?
Anyway.
No? Okay. All right. Well,
The
can't win them
Oracle?
all.
I think that's
It's
kind
the
of like
newer
Gemini.
one. What's that?
The Star.
It's
What
kind
do
of
you?
like Gemini, where
Gemini has a very specific use case, though.
yes, it does.
It
you're
refers
using it with
specifically to
NASA.
the NASA program to have 2 ships be able to dock in space. Not to be confused with the twins.
Yes.
I remember
Who it
looking
was
this up because it absolutely drove me. When I was watching For All Mankind, it drove me fucking nuts every time I heard Gemini, and I'm like, no, it's Gemini, it's Gemini. And I looked it up, and I was like, son of a bitch, you're right, it's Gemini. All right, Rev, what are you doing with your 2 knucklehead squads here? Or one of them, anyway.
I'm gonna throw out a pet peeve of mine that may upset some other people in channel and say, "Wow, Omar, that's a niche interest."
It's niche.
It's niche.
Oh, yes, the pronunciation conundrum. Got it. Moving on.
For the Frenchness.
For the French, the parlance.
Anywho, I am.
You mean anyhow?
I am torn between making a pet squad of Charlie or giving Delphi some training.
I think at this point, Delphi rather, has not had any training whatsoever.
They
could be
haven't.
wrong in that.
But I also feel like to save you from heartache, we're probably never bringing out all 4 squads ever again.
I mean, it's your squad. This is your honor platoon. Train them as you see fit.
All right, fine. I'll throw some love to Delphi.
Well, next training I plan on training Crete in dot and agility.
What's up, Alterios?
I was gonna say something that would probably be a big no-no in terms of service.
Oh, really?
No. Oh, it's a joke from Colonial Marines. The Squad Delta are called they have a nickname for being stupid.
Dumbass squad?
Here, I'll just send it to you.
Yeah, let's do that. And if
I suspect it involves a phallic reference to one's head.
Sure. The dickhead squad? I mean, that's... Anyway. Go ahead. Whatever you're going to roll there or figure out. let's focus. We're getting so easily sidetracked here.
Okay. Anyway, so going for their ballistic trainings,
Mm-hmm.
and they're only 40 still, right?
Correct.
So
yeah, that's probably safer if I don't say that one. Sorry.
That's why.
Yeah, no, that's I didn't think of that one, but anyway, sorry, Rev. Please continue.
give us a hint, Omar.
Flame retardant.
Okay.
Now that he's baffled.
No. I was just gonna say, so I need to be rolling against the 66, right?
With 40, that sounds right. Yeah. This is for Delphi.
Right.
Delphi, whatever you want to call him.
Delphi. Hi-Fi Delphi.
That is a success for the Delta boys. It was ballistics, yes?
Yep. Brings them up to 45.
Correct.
And Charlie's a 50, aren't they?
Correct. Yep, Crete is at 50. Let's throw some more bones about the warp encounter bits there. So 2 1D100s, please.
All right, Alterios, it's your turn to... Oh, no, you did it last to Jace. Jace, it's your turn to give us some warp encounters, isn't it? Or am I lost track there for a minute because of all the training. But I'll roll after that since I haven't rolled for warp encounters yet.
Once again,
We
spontaneous.
like those. Yeah.
There's a pyro aboard.
But we haven't got a priest
Or
yet.
30.
Delusion Mirage. This is a psychic encounter.
So it's two different psychic encounters.
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
Well,
so
then I would like my 10. I don't entirely know the rules of a psychic encounter avoidance, but I would like my plus 10 to be placed at wherever the lowest roll would be.
I will let you know when that test is actually done, because there's going to be, looks like 2 rolls before the actual test. And those 2 rolls are basically to tell me which thing is being tested on the character. So, short version. This is a psychic will, or psychic battle of wills between the navigator and some sort of entity or thing in the warp. These are typically played out when you have a player character as a navigator. This would be played out as some sort of interaction between the player character and the GM, describing a scene. And then based on this sort of scene, there's a challenge involved. And then based on that challenge, that's the actual test that is rolled. One of the characteristics. What we're going to do here, because the navigator's an NPC, we're going to have first 1D100 roll to find out which of the 4 major types of challenges this test will be. As the camera goes through whooshy bits, and we get an internal monologue type view of the perspective of the... Anybody, give me a 1D100. I see hands floating everywhere, but no rolls.
I was expecting you to roll, Omer.
32. This becomes a contest of strength. So I think in this weird, wispy, shadowy realm of being inside the navigator's mind, there is something of an arm wrestling contest. Oh, you know what? Here's one, just for Alterios in particular. There is a contest involving a pig. Except in this particular instance, the navigator is able to do something with this pig. Although I do need one more 1D100 to see what exactly needs to be done with this pig. Sorry, Alterios. I couldn't help it. I had to do it. All right, I'm gonna roll. You gotta take it. I'm gonna roll 1D100. This is taking too damn long.
I'm just wondering. You said it was a player character. You said it was a player character they'd get to pick, but as the person playing the navigator, you know what their highest stat is. Why are we rolling to see if they have a weaker?
Oh, I mean, this is going to be an intelligence. So basically, what happens is, and again, I'm doing a callback to a previous session in a different game, i.e., last night.
I know that, but you're.
Hold on, I'm explaining. Bear with me here. I know where you're going with this. Like, if I'm the GM and the player of this NPC, why wouldn't I just use her best skill to help because I wanted it to be somewhat random.
I don't.
I know you don't. You want it controlled, so you don't have the encounter, but it's not as much fun for me. Anyway, so for those that didn't know, there was a pig throwing contest in the festivities that were had last night. And in this particular pig throwing contest, Alterios played a character who tried his damnedest but could not get his hands around a damn pig long enough to actually throw the pig. In this particular moment, Anastasia, in her little mindscape of dealing with this psychic encounter, is playing a game of regicide against a pig that is far more intelligent than a pig ought to be. And so she needs to roll a intelligence test. Challenging.
It was not my fault. I could not catch it.
I love how you threw that accent in there. So, intelligence 57. Are you giving me the plus 10 for 67? Rev? Hello?
If that's where you think it's best applied to dodge this, then yes.
Yes, I'll be rolling against a 67. Ooh.
You mean 77?
That's a... it's 57 plus the 10 is a 67. Is anybody going to give me a fate point by chance?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
You take that fate point. And you roll better this time.
Oh, dear.
I said better this time.
I did roll better. I just didn't roll well enough. So we have had our first warp encounter that I think we've actually had. This is a delusion manifest. Or, excuse me. Nope. Wait. What did fucking Jace roll? A 30... 51 and a 30? What was the two rolls? It was the spontaneous and human, and then what'd I say? 30. 30. Delusion Mirage. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh boy. So if this encounter does manifest, because as we see in this little mini game, the pig wins the game of regicide, which probably makes a certain Norn somewhere slightly happy, but also disgruntled.
Gruntled?
Gruntled, yes, there we go. This encounter manifests aboard the vessel. Each explorer and relevant NPC must make a challenging willpower test or be affected with a warp hallucination. If the Geller field is fully operational, each character gets a plus 30. So it's going to be like plus 50 and 60 for you guys. So I'm not even going to make you roll. I think with plus 50 or plus 60, everybody passes a willpower test, yes?
I do.
Like almost other than if you rolled a 96, right? Warner, what's your character's willpower?
My willpower is a 41.
So 50 or 60, because you guys have your own inherent bonuses, and then a 30 on top of that because the Geller field's working. I think you just get a bunch of people fucking losing their shit for about a day. And then eventually people calm the fuck down. Especially with... I'll even let Rev roll for this if he wants. He can make a quick command roll just to get his people back under line. Or back in line.
Get back
Like,
in
quickly.
line.
Otherwise, it'll be...
equals actual toaster.
You mean my 110 command roll?
Yeah. Don't roll a 96.
Excuse me, 94 command roll.
Okay. Don't roll a 95 or higher. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Somebody else just getting it right back in there. Okay. All right. Well, we've managed to dodge that. I think there is a moment of like absolute chaos for about 2 hours, and then finally the Lord Captain's like, "That's enough." Insert something that Brigadier would actually say, and then things calm down.
My character's a little distracted because he initially thinks the hallucinations are the nanites taking control.
That explains why it lasted a couple hours before he finally got his shit together. He realizes, no, this actually isn't nanite related.
The gray goo is eating my skin.
The gray goo is people. Sorry, that was a bad reference. I hope somebody got it though. All right, give me two more 1D100 rolls, please.
People.
Yeah, right.
All right,
I did it last time.
This is my turn to roll D100s.
Do it. Oh.
87. Warp Rift. Or 38. Psychic Predators. Another psychic encounter or a physical encounter.
Warp Rift.
Warp Rift.
We're doing Warp Rift, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. I believe it was a 99 to detect it in time. Definitely do. I see that motherfucker being telegraphed 6 hours ahead. 67 for
plus 10 to 77.
77. And then I think, Jace, your piloting plus 10 was something like a 96 or lower, or yeah, the 96 rule.
Yeah. I'm good.
Excellent. We avoid whatever that bullshit was. That was 2 encounters. 3.
A little bit of Warhammer trivia. A lot of people attribute the wiping out of the, I just nearly called them precursors. What is this universe's the Elder ones that created the Elder?
I said we were still called
Catan?
the old ones.
The old ones. Okay.
I thought that was
Yeah, a
different.
lot of people attribute the die out of the old ones almost strictly to the combination of the Catan and the Necrons, but actually a whole bunch of them got killed by those predator things when the warp got really stirred up and they started using their
Yes.
psychic abilities a lot.
Interesting.
Hungry predators came out of the warp and started chewing on the biggest psychic things they could find, which was some of the old ones.
I bet that had to be a fucking terrifying time to be alive.
As an old one.
Yes, so. We certainly weren't around yet. All right, 2 more 1d100 rolls to see what kind of warp
We
shenanigans.
were actually. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we were goo on a rock somewhere.
Goo. All right, I'll roll.
I saw Altarius's hand go in and like,
go,
no, I'm
go
not
for it,
gonna
Altarius. I saw the green. Do it. Do it.
29. That is Delusion
Nice.
Mirage. All right, who else? Somebody else roll it.
He's doing it the second time. It's good.
All's well.
All's
Guess I don't know. I guess we don't need to talk about which one we're choosing. Now that one. Continue sailing just fine.
Well, my vote's for Delusion
We were
Mirage. I
feeling
mean,
masochistic
all's well.
tonight.
All right, this is your final opportunity to do any training before you exit the warp in 10-ish days.
I will take Crete and improve their agility.
Okay. Agility is 35. That is a 65 plus your agility bonus, which I believe was a 6.
Yep, 71.
Now squads, Athens and Bactria both have 35 ballistic, right?
No.
Or did they make it to?
They both had their ballistics.
45 is what I meant.
One thing at a time. Now I got too many numbers in my head. Go ahead.
Can I use a fate point to increase this?
81?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use a fate point if you want. I feel like that fate point could be better somewhere else, but that's just mine.
Oh, I got 5 of them.
That's fair. Plus 5 agility.
So many fate points.
He does have a lot. Until he plays an elf.
Yeah.
And he has 1.
Warner, would you like to take one squad and I'll take the other, and we'll of the first 2, and we'll try to get the first 3 squads up to 50 ballistic?
Sounds good.
All right, what's next?
Warner, go ahead, pick your squad, and I'll take the other.
Just would it be Delphi? I guess that we haven't done yet.
No, he's saying either A or B.
Either A or B
because they're both 45.
They're both 45.
Gotcha.
C is 50.
Let's go with Athens then.
45. That's 55.
D is also 45,
61.
but they have less bonuses to dodge and willpower and other things.
So that is a fail.
That is not it.
Are you gonna fate point, or are you gonna let it be?
Yeah, I'm gonna fate point.
Okay.
I've only had so many rolls tonight, so.
Fair enough. That is a success.
Significantly better.
Athens squad is now at ballistics 50.
So
also,
45.
On a administrative note, I think your platoon leader, Cassian Ander, or whatever his name is he's assigned officially as part of A squad, right?
I would, like, for training purposes,
Yeah.
I would think so.
Pretty sure he was always with A squad.
Yeah, as when it comes to combat, he's a floater, but
Yeah. So A Squad is at Ballistics 50.
It was really
And,
disappointing they had to rush the second season of that show.
I mean, it still ended pretty good. But you're right, there was a certain amount of
Well,
kinda
basically, they
rushing
got
the last
told
few
this
episodes.
is they got told this is your last season instead of the 4 other seasons we told you were going to get. So he
Yeah.
basically tried to take all of the biggest plot points from 4 seasons and cram them into one.
All right, who's next?
It's me, and you took Athens, so I'll take Bactria, and
Sounds good.
I've got a 45, so I'm looking at a 55 plus the 6 makes it a
51.
Mm-hmm. And plus my 10, of course.
There you go.
Not really. Can't use it
No,
on yourself.
I know. I'm not using it on myself. I'm using it on the squad.
No,
that I'm
it doesn't
training.
work that way.
That's
This
not
is
what the
you
book says.
training them. This is not them learning from you.
Why not?
Not how it works. Just make your damn 61 roll already. Just make your damn 61 roll already. I've rolled a 62 and thumb my nose at you. You thumb your nose at me? I thumb my nose at you. Sorry.
I
think
do
it-
bite
Would
my
you like
thumb,
to fate
sir.
point that?
I'm debating because it's almost it's a literally a 60-40 chance.
It really is. I mean, it's bound to be better, right? Statistically.
Well, I'm thinking I've already spent one of my 3 fate points.
Oh,
Because different people have different amounts of fate points.
can I contribute a fate point?
No.
Okay. I tried.
No, that's fair. You did try. But I allow the sharing of fate points in very specific instances. Specifically, like if there's active or well documented
Rev,
assisting.
what else are you likely to roll tonight?
That's what I was trying to think because we will arrive at Halosk at some point, and I doubt he's going to throw Space Encounter in the middle of at the end of this.
Probably not right at the end.
Due to-
We'll
due to
probably
time.
end with and it's going to be a fight. So,
well, you guys think you have me all figured out, huh? Okay.
well,
You know what? Now I'm gonna rewrite. I'm going to ignore like the next 6 pages of my notes. I'm gonna go straight to the next fight as soon as you come out of the warp. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Well, I don't know. The first thing we're probably going to encounter, unless there's been disruption, is the outer mining operations on the Starship Graveyard. He's basically, it seems like he's burned through all of his ships. So unless the Kroot have brought a ship into this encounter... Wait.
I mean, they had to get here somehow.
Yeah.
How many fate points do you have left right now? 3 or 2?
2.
So that would be a war sphere?
What do you mean?
No,
The
that's
Kroot
too
ships
big.
are war spheres, but the war sphere itself is really fucking big. To just
Yeah.
transport a few hundred troops or whatever.
But the Kroot are also a small group of mercenaries that got picked off of Footfall by the Hanneti household. So they likely don't have their own ship if they were stranded on Footfall.
So it'd just be another Hanneti ship for us to blow up.
Something like that.
That's funny how you spell the word capture.
Well, the last one we captured gave us a digital STD.
Digital STD's been on your ship for fucking months, friend. You gave that ship. You guys shared digital STDs. You had a digital STD transfer. Are you gonna roll or not?
Fine, I'll re-roll.
Okay. You don't listen. I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you.
No, not letting me use a 10 on another group of people under my command is where you're horsing with me.
Horse.
Isn't that what
Of
you
course.
said?
I don't know what I said.
I thought he said I don't want to horse with you.
No, I don't want to force you.
Oh. Well, where you forced me was not letting me use my 10.
The famous Mr. Ed.
I mean, I can take that group of troops and inspire them to do better in combat with a +10 on their shooting, but I can't inspire them to do better on learning something.
No, because you're busy teaching them. Alterios, are you doing anything with your...
Inspiring someone to learn something is a fundamental part of teaching.
My God. Why are we arguing right now? Alterios!
Because I like it.
Are you doing anything with your servitor brood? Your brood of servitors? Or perhaps one of the remaining squads? I think Delphi hasn't had any love this particular training session.
It could stay that way. I'm not teaching pre-servitors anything.
I love it when you call normal humans pre-servitors.
Omar?
Yes.
What are the odds that we could get in good with the tech priests and get squad Delphi turned into Skitari?
Very low. You don't actually have much. Like, you have, obviously, tech priests scattered throughout your different worlds and whatnot.
I meant
you don't have, like, a hardcore...
There are large, sizable, dedicated enclaves of the Mechanicum in various places in this expanse.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Mechanicum.
I don't necessarily know that we
figure out
want
what
a squad.
exactly a Skitari is. Is it a human that works, like, or are they servitorized, or are they just
It is
basically tech priests with guns?
They're, depending on the level of eliteness, they're essentially combat servitors with more autonomy, more freedom of movement, and a little less clunky.
Okay.
So they essentially wouldn't necessarily get the big heavy bolters on them. They typically don't have that. They typically use
Like regular weaponry.
Yes. But think relatively fast, relatively tough, may not wear normal body armor.
Mind-wiped cyborg infantry.
Okay. Skynet would like to know your location. I know, the two ideas of Warhammer and Skynet don't jive.
I don't know.
Or Omar, the Menace.
Anyways.
Omar.
Oh, I don't get it.
I saw you playing the Menace the other day.
Oh, I have played the Menace, yeah.
Yeah.
Briefly, not very long. Anyway, Alterios, what do you want to do with your brood of servitors?
I'm gonna see if I can't get the combat servitors agility up for 5.
Okay.
Really?
What is his agility? It's 20, so it's gonna be
20,
80.
and if I can get
plus
that hider, I believe it moves faster.
Oh.
Actually,
does it?
Isn't it based off your agility score?
Yeah. But I think you need to get to 30.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I just need to do it.
Yeah, it would. I mean, you can get 25.
Yeah, it's halfway.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
You mean I could move further if I've been putting points into agility?
No.
I think so.
I think so. I think your character sheet calculates it though, or automatically.
I wondered how it did that.
Anyway, big clicky.
Yeah, it does. I think you made it.
Yeah.
What is your agility bonus?
My agility
tech
bonus
use.
is.
Yep, sorry, tech. Yeah, you did. I keep forgetting tech use for you, because you're programming a stupid thing.
It's 39 if you wanted to know.
Well, it's 35 now. Your servitors, 25.
25
agility thing, and that does change it from a 2 to a. Let's see, what is 2, 5?
Oh. No, because it's based off the agility bonus.
Yeah, but it's because it's straight up agility bonus straight up is a 2. It still stays at 2, 4, 6.
Yeah.
2, 4, 8, 12 rather. But the next time you have a chance to train it, you can get it up to 3, which changes it slightly
3, 6,
faster.
9, 18. Yeah.
Okay. I need a couple more warpy bits. A couple more warpy 100s. Don't make me roll it, please.
I did it last time, then Alterios, and now it's
Alterios again, I think. Yeah, 53. Spontaneous inhuman combustion! Wow, there's a trend here tonight.
You might say we're on fire.
Yeah, or psychic predators. These are both psychic encounters. Give me a flat 1d100. Just to see what kind of challenge the navigator's got to deal with. 15. Scroll. 15 is a temptation. This is just a straight up challenging willpower test, as she is basically taunted with a bowl full of chocolate served to her by naked navigator men. 59.
Now,
good.
if she, okay,
She's good.
I was going to say, if she fails this, is that the end of the encounter, or if she succeeds, is the end of the encounter? Because I was about to give her a +10.
I mean, there would have been something happening if she had failed it, but that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
She's good. And then
I was just for the record, I was going to give her the +10 by like ripping off my shirt and being like, I too am a muscular man.
I too enjoy chocolate.
Lord Captain, I've never seen you like that, and it just completely like takes her out of it. Like,
wow, wow.
No. I was thinking the opposite way. I was thinking like, Lord Captain,
Ew, get out of here. This is my part of the ship. Go away. All right, one last set
this
of
is my
1D100s.
fantasy. Get out.
Yeah. One last set of 1D100s, please. 83. That is a Warp Rift. Put a handful of those tonight, too. And all's well.
Our rift is on fire, gentlemen.
Rift is on fire. The rift is on fire. We don't need no water. Put that motherfucker out. I don't know how it goes. Sorry.
We don't need your water. Let it burn. Let it burn. What?
All right. So let me update a couple things here.
Omar, you're old. You should remember that.
The rift is on fire. We don't need no
water.
Come on, let me actually.
Psychers. That's right.
Let me make it thematic, Didgummit.
We don't need no psychers.
We don't need no psychers. I'm trying to think of where to go from here. Because burn is just boring. Anybody got a in universe word better than burn?
No, burn is fine. It's just
purge,
purge the unclean. Yeah.
Yeah, purge.
Melt.
All right, I'm gonna do some.
I mean, immolate just doesn't rhyme with orange, okay?
It does.
Right.
It doesn't really. So 42 days later, after entering the warp, we exit the warp. We arrive at the outer edge of the Halosk system. The Halosk star, as you can see from the map, is a dull red star nearing the end of its stellar life. In the inner cauldron of the system closest to the star is a planet called Halosk Therma, a scorched, dead world long abandoned. Throughout the inner cauldron are intense radiation bursts, and it's on record that one of these bursts scoured the world, ruining it forever. In the primary biosphere, what we would probably call the Goldilocks zone of the system, consists of the Glittering, a collection of planetoids and chunks of rock. The remains
of the Goldilocks zone. It's the zone Goldulok. We've been over this.
That's fair. We probably have. Innermost part of the Goldilocks zone is the Glittering, a collection of planetoids and chunks of rock, the remains of a planet that collided with a stray asteroid millions of years ago. Further out from that is the primary world, Halosk 3, beyond which, as we continue moving out from the central star, is an extensive and well-mined asteroid belt. In the outer edges of the core sectors of this system are a pair of starship graveyards, one of unknown history, the other serving as the site of a skirmish hundreds or perhaps thousands of years ago. In either case, both graveyards are, much like the asteroid belts, extensively worked for every scrap of usable material and resource. In the outer reaches of the system lie 3 gas giants and their motley bands of moons and moonlets, as well as 2 derelict stations, including the extremist void port, marking the very most outer point of the system. As with all other features of the system, these stations are slowly being reclaimed by the people of Halosk in order to repurpose whatever may be found and thrown into the Tithes to Regius.
Okay, so why are there 2 derelict stations? What was their initial functions?
To be honest, I didn't put that in my notes. I probably generated that from the random system generation bullshit. I just don't remember. They're very clearly not necessarily Xeno, but certainly not current here, I guess.
They're not Imperial?
They are of Imperial descent. I don't know. I didn't write all this stuff out. They've just been stripping them down and using them for parts. And
You know I'm going to want details.
hey, you'll have to wait until next week.
Okay.
I don't have those details. I will, however, hold on. I'm not going to talk about the planet yet because you are currently in the outer reaches of the solar system.
Yes. Well, my next question is for the outer reaches of the solar system.
Mm-hmm.
What histories do we have on the two? You said one one appears to be a somewhat imperial make. You said of the ship graveyards.
Not so much that it was of imperial make, just that it was what looks like it was a skirmish from several hundred or possibly a few thousand years ago.
Okay. And what designs do we see of the ships? What do we know? Like what do we recognize any of what we're looking at?
There's a handful that are imperial or imperial-esque, and then there's a handful of others that are various Xeno related.
Aldari, Drukari. Some of us have knowledge of these sorts of things.
You do. One. Excuse me. Sorry. Let's see. Lord Koronus, Forbidden Lord Xenos. If you have any of those skills, you may roll them at a -10. Also, to point out, the starship graveyards are in the outermost parts of the Goldulac. Is that what we called it?
The zonality Goldulac.
You are out in the outer reaches of the solar system at the moment, just for the clarity of it.
You said which lores did you say?
Common Lore Koronus Expanse or Forbidden Lore Xenos.
Okay. Imperial Navy not applying, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I do have Forbidden Lore Xenos.
And these are all obviously at, as I said. Why am I not finding?
The only downside is my lore checks are against my intelligence.
No.
Oh, I tried not to make intelligence a dump stat, but
Sometimes
I
it
did
just works out.
prioritize other things.
What is this, Lore Xenos?
Well, I do have a +10 to my lore Xenos.
Well, then then it'll be Forbidden Lore. Like,
Okay.
just straight zeros.
Because I have it from my character creation, and then I also got another plus from the leveling up in tier 3. I think it's tier 3 that I got it. Well, it's either 2 or 3.
I have Forbidden Lore Xenos.
Okay, -10.
Okay.
What are you rolling against there, Lucian, for that?
46 minus 10 is 36.
Oh, okay. Well, 46 is better than I could do. So go ahead and take a +10.
All right. I will also throw a fate point into this, since the captain is willing to invest in it.
And I'm just gonna roll against my 39.
So 56 for me.
Yep, not ringing any bells for.
I will use another fate point to reroll that.
Giving it a minute to reset.
Well, shit.
Reinhardt, you said your intelligence was pretty low.
My intelligence is a 31. It's not terrible, but it ain't great.
No.
And I do not have any forbidden lore because the only thing Reinhardt needs to know about aliens is how to kill them.
That's a fair point.
Wouldn't technically knowing how to kill some aliens be?
Why would that be forbidden?
Well, some aliens it's forbidden to know about entirely.
I will give
I'm
you
pretty
this much. As a group, you do identify like your ship's cogitators. It's a little bit of information, not a lot. It does register a few of the ship silhouettes as the agrarian domain, and it's not agrarian like forest and but
It's
agrarian.
Agraria, the empire that used to control a lot of the Koronus Expanse.
Correct.
The geode grenade people.
Would that fall under scholastic lore astromancy?
Astromancy is the star mapping.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
okay. Never mind.
The last big crusade in this area was to clear them out, wasn't it?
What about
believe
common lore Koronus Expanse?
That you could have rolled that -10.
Okay.
It was Koronus, common lore Koronus or forbidden lore Xenos. That were the two skills. Unless you came up with something a little bit more on the point, I suppose.
Well, if our cogitators identify
But sorry, go ahead.
Hear me out.
Yep.
Why do we have if we just saw them
Mm-hmm.
and didn't know, that would be one thing. But if the cogitators identify what empire they're from, surely our knowledge of Forbidden Xenos would get a bonus, not a minus.
It was more in trying to figure out like what the battle was about or when the battle took place, or more generic information.
And what sort of ridiculous rolls about the unknown fleet in the other location?
I'm gonna go with, because again I didn't flesh that one out in any degree.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna want to investigate it before we leave.
Of course you do. Of course, that's fair. And I probably should have. I just didn't imagine for the moment, because your concerns or otherwise, that you'd be so deeply interested in learning more. What is that? 39?
It's my system, and they're ships of unknown origin. Even though,
the biggest point is like these are from ancient battles or ancient-ish. So,
speaking of which,
yes.
Is there a way to detect if there's any ships hiding amongst the wreckage?
There is. I'm going to ask a question that will help me define your skill roll and modifiers. Where are you scanning, and what are tell me about what you're trying to accomplish with the scan.
Well, so let me preface, since I'm giving the +10 for this scan. I would want, and the fact that we've been ambushed once before by Haneti forces, I want detailed scans around the moons, around the whatever. We're taking a relatively slow and cautious approach, and we are checking any of the usual hiding spots, meaning in the ship graveyard or near the. I want to make sure the sensor scans of the stations match what we have on records and don't have another lump added onto them.
Right.
And I want to check around all the little. You mentioned that the gas giants had a collection of moons around them. I want to do some pretty decent. We obviously can't check behind every moon, but surely Censored would give us some sort of like ion trail of ships trying to move behind moons behind us to hide.
So I imagine you're in system for, like in the first day, it's just absolutely nothing but blanketing as much of this entire system as you can with electromagnetic sensory stuff, trying to find out what's out there and what you can. Towards the
also,
end of
which ships are with us?
That's actually an even better question, because I actually meant to do that before you guys depart. Obviously we have the Acheron's ferry. I imagine we have Paralos with us. Well, my understanding is that you have a Hazaroth and you have a Tempest with you.
Those two ships, as they are skeleton crewed, are remaining on the wee outer edge of the system. As soon as we come out of warp, they are
just
taking
hang
up
out in the background and do nothing, except try to look non-threatening at all.
If anything, I may actually give orders for them to move further out into the void, so as to not be an easy target.
Okay.
Because they can rally back with us at a jump point when we're heading back out.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay. So it's, for all intents and purposes, for right now, maneuvering into the system is just the Acheron's ferry and the.
That's correct.
Okay. And 39 was my roll for the knowledge. Common lore Koronus Expanse.
Oh,
Okay.
that was
That's
mine.
one degree of success.
Okay.
Oh.
It is there are a number of, as I mentioned, Imperial ships and a couple of Eldari and also some of that agrarian domain that I mentioned. Jace, you actually do have a little bit of naval history, so I probably should have accounted for that. But you do get the feeling that this might have been one of those, not necessarily a major engagement, but a battle that was of some import or some
Big enough to leave a
hoopla.
ship graveyard behind.
Yeah, obviously it was big enough, but it was also identified as a skirmish. So what probably
Would Common Lore War have any impact on that?
No, I think Common Lore War is more about like the ground side of space. I could be wrong with that. I think that's because I think Common Lore War is usually for. I could be wrong.
So what is Common Lore War good for? Nothing.
Moving on.
I thought it was funny.
More than likely, what you probably remember from studies and things of that nature, and what the little bit that you do know about the agrarian domain and history here in the Koronus, is that this was the site of a lesser engagement that was probably part of a larger campaign. Some of the particulars of that, as far as like the name of this battle, the ships that were involved, things, other historical relevance, probably lost. This was something in the neighborhood of about 1,000 years ago. So a lot of the, obviously a lot of the records are not very well maintained this far out from, hard-coded Imperium, i.e. the Calixus sector. You guys are. You guys are somewhat. Sorry. What?
I could be wrong, but I thought that crusade was like 5,000 years ago.
This could have been a lesser crusade. I think you're talking about the Drusian Crusade. I think.
I thought the crusade, I can't remember which crusade it was called, but I thought it was the one that wiped out the aliens that you're referencing.
I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to do a little bit of research myself.
They made some weird weapons.
Sure. End state is that these two ship graveyards are the only importance they have now is the fact that they're being mined out for resources. It's like nobody's coming back to collect any of it. Part of the reason why your gold mine here is working so well, because people are mining it and nobody's stopping you.
Drusus was hailed as a hero across the Calixus sector after having led a crusade to finish off the Uvath and their allies.
Ah, that's a totally
So
different
that's
alien.
Calixus.
The Uvath are worse. They're pretty bad.
Yep.
I don't remember particulars, but I know they were bad. Like really bad. Probably towards the end of your first day in the outer edges of the system, as you're waiting for all of your scan information to, you're sending out signals that travel at light speed, so it takes time to cross the entire system and then come back to the ship and have data to collate and collect and all. You do get a blip of another ship relatively nearby. It is absolutely not attempting to make where I'm looking for frightening gestures. It's hanging out towards the edge of the solar system around one of the gas giants, closer to. It's
gas giants.
What kind of ship is it?
It's a Hazaroth.
Oh.
You don't have to make a roll for it. Your ship immediately pings it as bandit.
Okay,
It was the ship. There was 3 Hazaroths that you encountered in the outer edge of the Taslax system, and you convinced it to fuck off. It fucked off.
And now it's back.
It's back, but currently it's not making any threatening motions. In fact, for all intents and purposes, it's chilling in orbit around one of the moons of the furthest out gas giant.
Well, now I want to know what's going on the moon.
Okay.
Are we with any sort of comms range?
Yes, you are. I'll put it this way: there's a slight delay of about a minute or so, but it's not so much of a delay that you can't have open communication with them or two-way communication.
Hello, boy.
I was actually going to say, Warner, would you kindly attempt to intimidate them, inform them that their fleet has been destroyed, and that there are no living ships around Tazlak 5,
Okay.
and that in my graciousness as an actual rogue trader with a legitimate claim to this sector of space and not an illegitimate noble who has no claim to any authority in this sector whatsoever, I will grant them leadership under a rightful rogue trader and not a fake.
Intimidation, eh? I can do that. I can
Or
do
you
that
can say
quite
whatever you
well.
wish, but that's the general gist of what I would
Yeah.
want you to say.
Very good, very good. So I'm going to be rolling an 80 or less. And the words are as follows.
Okay.
Ah,
Stop.
I see we meet again. I have news for you. Your compatriots around Taslak have been utterly destroyed without mercy. However, in the benevolence of our Lord Captain, the rogue trader, Borgadio Van Breeze Gizbath, it's a long title. So we'll get on
In the
with
background,
that.
you hear the third.
The third, I guess. Anyways, he is offering magnanimously that you may renounce your loyalty to a false noble who has no
Hold on, I lost my headset. Hold on 1 second, guys. Headset.
headset.
I can hear now. I mean, if you recall, my headset cable is really like the jack is kind of loose, and my cat won't stop rubbing against me. Leave me alone. It's annoying. He really wants attention right now. I'm like, no. I'm sorry. I totally derailed whatever it was you were saying.
That's fine. No, something that I had to have as a solution while I was crippled and had limited movement was USB extension cables for my headset. You can buy them relatively cheaply. Something to consider if you're.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea because the port where I plug in is loose, and I haven't figured out how to. I haven't also looked at it either. But
Right.
anyway,
Just sorry, sidetrack. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, yeah.
USB extension cable.
I don't want to
Anchor
interrupt.
brand on Amazon. Buy one today.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to
Actually,
interrupt. I don't want to interrupt Reinhardt, who I'm sure had a wonderful bit going there, other than not remembering his captain's name. You do get
Full
after a
name.
moment a response, and
I did get Borgadio.
yeah, you did. You did get that part, and you managed to muscle your way through the Van Breeze Gizbath part.
Mm-hmm.
Had you finished informing them that their leader was illegitimate?
Yes, I
He did
told
say
them
something along those lines.
that, and I told them that you were offering to take them beneath your wings and offer them legitimate service to the Imperium.
It takes about 5 or 10 minutes before you get a response. Some of that is accountable for the time lag between the two ships. The response you get is a recorded message, meaning that instead of attempting to, it's because of the time lag. It's going to be somewhat recorded anyway. But to wit, what you get back is this ship no longer identifies House Hanet as our masters. Further, we have had a recent change in management aboard this vessel, and we do not claim loyalty to any house. We wish instead to return to the Imperium under our own power and are presently in orbit around this moon in order to continue and complete repairs to the ship before continuing on our way. With respect to the powers that be, we ask that you do not approach for your own safety, as part of the reason for change in management is related specifically to an infestation on a molecular level that, while we are 98% sure is been cleansed of our vessel, we are not sure you yourselves are clean either, having come from the Taslak system.
Radio them immediately.
And then it's closed with, this is Captain Irene Solanov signing off.
Captain Irene Sonov. This is Borgadio Van Breeze Gisbath III, holder of the Drusian Star, defender of the Order of St. Drusus, recipient of the Calixta Star, Order of the Purple Star, killer of pirates and savior of pilgrims, and killer of rogue traders.
Uh-huh.
We are aware of this infestation. We will consider allowing your return to the Imperium out of our contested space, of which you have been an opposing member, if you inform us of your method of cleansing your vessel. However, we are a part of the Imperium and would gladly welcome your service. We will refrain from close contact with your vehicle if you wish to be friendly. However, if you continue to rebuff communications, we will be forced to take that as a hostile action.
Lord Captain, this is Captain Solanov. Please allow me to be clear. We are not attempting to be rude or disrespectful in any manner. Our method of communication is based on our current limitations and the fact that you are so many million kilometers away from us. That said, our method of cleansing was simply identifying those that were carrying the known infestation, removing them violently through the explosive decompression, and then burning any potential infected surfaces that they have come into contact. It has been a lengthy process, but it is a process that we have completed, and multiple scans have indicated that we have the molecular infestation down below a manageable point. Our method of return to...
Hold on. You're above the table, Omar. You're kind of contradicting yourself.
Yes.
Our best tech priest, which is far better than some secondary vessel of a non-even rogue trader, was barely able to detect these. How are they doing ship-wide scans?
I didn't specify ship-wide scans.
I believe we were just using blood tests like we did.
Okay, well,
you may think that I'm a dog, but I'm the thing.
I'm trying to clarify because it sounded like they essentially were running scans on their ship to see if it was. And secondly, there is no such thing as a manageable level. So I will radio them back and say I do not. Said if you believe the infection of any level to be on board your ship, I do not think the infestation capable of being managed, as it is both airborne and nanoscopic. Even if you cleanse all the crew members, soon you will have to cleanse more, and eventually you'll run out of crew members. Our goal is to find a permanent cure to this, and I would ask that if nothing else, you, for the time being, you join our larger flotilla, not only for the purposes of a common goal, but also so that you may be here when we find and discover a permanent way to eradicate the nanites.
And not spread them to the inner Imperium.
Yes. I inform them that if I think there is any chance there is even some not in people, that I will be obliged to not allow them to return to Imperial space.
With respect, your message is received and understood. We will remain at this location till one of us figures out how best to deal with this infestation.
No.
Sorry. This cat will not stop rubbing my leg. He really wants fucking attention.
If you believe your ship to be free of the infestation, I would ask the rally point that we are having for additional combat ships with a potential conflict with House Hanetti, which you claim to no longer be affiliated with, that conflict may result in finding a method to exterminate this Xenos heretic, and I'm saying heretic,
Mm-hmm.
If you wish to make a common goal with us for the eradication of the nanites permanently, I ask that you make your way to the Regis system. I will give you any sort of recording that you wish, so that the defenders of Regis will not attack you and will treat you appropriately.
Sonov, after what seems a little bit longer than probably you would expect, does come back with, we have repairs to finish here. Our current estimation is about 2 or 3 days, at which point we will depart for the Regis Prime. Credentials of some sort will be requested with respect regarding our entry into your system, your capital system.
So I give them some sort of essentially
Yeah.
Codes to
Yep.
use. I give them a recorded message, and in the recorded message, I also say that the ship to keep supply, if the ship needs supplies, resupplies from Regis, those are to be arranged.
Mm-hmm.
But that any crewmen who are involved in the transfer of goods are to treat it with quarantine level procedures and are to wear pressurized suits at all times.
Okay.
And that they themselves. Is there any way aboard the information that we send with them to include any of the information about what we know as nanites?
I mean, it wouldn't be that terribly difficult to put together. I keep like somewhat sarcastically, but realistically, like documents or PowerPoint or something about
a second set of data slates to inform the leadership of Regius what the nanites are, and that there may already be some minor levels of infestation on the planet, and to begin testing, because
you guys went there after picking up the artifact and giving it to Sabrina.
Because that's where we got our current seneschal from, who's more infected than we are.
It's true. Okay.
And so it'll include any information we've discovered about how to detect it.
May I propose that you spend a couple of days maneuvering to rendezvous with the Solonov's turn and affect the transfer of data slates and codes and perhaps even a little bit of your supply stores to prepare them, or basically plus them up before they head out in a couple of days.
Right.
If that's amenable to you and the crew.
So any supplies or stuff that we delivered will be, there will be a let's have a couple of guys in vac suits deliver it, but basically they're in charge of unloading anything off of it, and our guys are strictly sealed into the cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
So there's as minimal contact as possible.
Yeah. I got you. So yeah, that'll take a couple of days as far as like maneuvering to them and facilitating that, and then once the transfer is complete, you continue your way, and then they'll, within about a day of that, they'll actually leave the system themselves.
Okay, well, as we are maneuvering toward them, I am trying to both contact the surface to find out what their situation is, as well as seeing if there's any salvage teams in orbit to contact them to warn them of the Kroot. I'm hoping the Kroot haven't attacked them, because Kroot in space seems annoying. Additionally, I am going to be querying, if we don't find out enough from the surface, I'm also going to be querying this vessel as to what they know of Haneti operations in system to disrupt my empire.
So I'm gonna summarize because I kind of want to wrap up, not too abruptly, but
let's use the word domain, not empire.
Yeah, no, I know. I've been noticing my lights flickering a little bit, and I know it was a bit windy earlier, and some weather stuff was moving through, so I kind of want to basically finish up before I lose power and lose. So in summary, what you get from the Solonov's turn, they give me a second. Let me double check my notes. They were aware of the crew transport ship. It is an Orion class Star Clipper. It arrived several days ago prior to your guys' arrival, and basically beelined for the planet, and then shortly after it left, like moved away from the planet again, it's disappeared from the Solonov's sensors. Like it's not entirely sure where it is. It doesn't like the only warp signatures it's picked up are your own ships heading into the warp as part of your normal trade routes. As far as hold on, I'm not done.
It hasn't detected it leaving system.
Correct. They have not seen it leave. They've only noticed, one or two of your own ships, which with your normal operations, you don't have ships leaving every day because
right.
Cantankerously large cargo holds need to be filled before that happens. So they've had like one or two of your ships leave and nothing else. That's not saying that it hasn't left, but to their knowledge, it has not. As far as any specific operations or what the goals here were, they are not aware of any, because it was, as far as what Irene saw. Well, first off, she was like a third or fourth officer before things happened that put her in charge of the ship. Some of those things are the engagement in the previous system, and then it's hinted at. She never comes right out and says it, but there seems to have been a violent exchange of leadership in that interim time. She does point out that there are quite a few locations that a crew or even just enemy ship, if a ship wants to hide, this is a great system to do it in because there's plenty of little hidey holes. In particular, a couple of dust clouds, the asteroid belts, the gas moons with all of their the gas giants with all their little moons. A ship very carefully paying attention to what they're doing could easily hide for years if they wanted to. Beyond that, she doesn't really have any additional information in there. You do get information from your from the home, or not the home world, the primary world, Halosk 3. So a couple of quick notes on that. Number one, the capital city of the planet is called Workflow. The reason for that is because of all the work that flows through here. That sounds really dumb, but I just needed a quick, easy. Your governor is, let's see, what is his full title? Yes, Mercantile Executor-in-Chief, Roger Schreck. He identifies mostly as an impeccable businessman with some very close-cut hair, well-fitted clothing that is both somehow modest and yet also extravagant. So, like, it's well-fitted, looks good on him, it's fairly subdued, but yet there's also a layer of extravagance because of his gubernatorial positioning.
Looks plain, but it is perfectly and impeccably tailored.
Exactly. He is aware of the crew on the planet's surface. In fact, he and his mercantile guards have been able to cordon the crew off in the southeastern edges of the warehouse sectors of Workflow. So basically there's a 1 kilometer dead zone around which the mercantile guards are in position to keep the crew contained. As of the time of your guys' arrival, they are currently in the process of drafting up plans for the final assault, but part of the delay is because of concerns about damages to the wares that are held in that area. There's a lot of storage property in and around the city because of the nature of the work that happens in the system. A lot of things get pulled out of various parts of the star system, from the starship graveyards, different mining operations, different moons, etc., 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 and all of it is brought back to the primary planet, where it is then repurposed, reforged, refurbished, whatever, and then it gets boxed up and crated and ready to be transported somewhere else off planet to another star system, typically to Regis. And so there's a lot of warehouse and storage and things of that nature surrounding the core city of Workflow. And that's where the crew are held up, in a southeastern part of one of those warehouse sectors. There's a 1,000 meter dead zone that the mercantile guards are set up around. So, from
what sort of contents are within that specific warehouse area?
Anything that's worked on here in the city, or excuse me, in the system. So, like, we're talking oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, give me a second. The words there. Xenoarchaeology. There's a better word in 40K speak, but you know what I mean. Resources, metals, irons, industrial metals, in varying states of, from raw ore to processed to refined to worked to refurbished to material goods that are being ready. At any stage of this process, there's all kinds of shit all over the city. Nothing necessarily like volatile in that particular area, so you don't have to worry about like an atomic weapon going off and destroying half the city or something stupid like that. But the sheer cost in lost goods, as well as the infrastructure itself taking a big hit if something really crazy happens, like a full-fledged battle goes off in the city right there. All that collateral damage. That's the big concern, really, is collateral damage. Not to mention, of course, on a lower level of concern, the loss of human life. I say that somewhat jokingly, because obviously in Warhammer 40K, cares about the people. So the gist is, the Kroot are contained, plans are being drafted in how to finally get rid of them, but part of the delay in that is finding a plan that is worthwhile, effective, efficient, but also doesn't destroy a whole bunch of collateral neighborhood shit.
Okay.
As part of the summer, you do get the impression that, Shrek is on the up and up. He is doing everything he possibly can to make this happen and try to get a plan, but he's also facing, to some extent, some pushback from the... Hang on, I can't find it. A second.
The Warehouse Labor Union.
No, it's not the labor union. It's like a board of directors. I gave him a cool name. Hang on. Mercantile executor in chief.
I was just going to go down there. And
the board of governing. Excuse me, the board of governing executives that oversees the planet with Shrek as its figurehead and titular ruler. I think I said that word wrong. The board has approved of Shrek's actions in progress up to now. They're just waiting. Let me rephrase that. A board of governing executives oversees the planet with Shrek as its figurehead and titular ruler, an inherited title passed down from Keegan Shrek when he passed away 10 years ago. In the intervening time since, the board has approved of Shrek's actions in progress. Once the damages were assayed, however, the board has expressed grave concerns to the point where many feel that the rulership titles will be stripped away if the Kroot are not sufficiently dealt with soon. Effectively, what's happened is they saw a big hit in profits, and now they're scared that continued actions will cause further loss. They're spineless. Shrek doesn't say this, but very, very carefully and gently hints that maybe the board is half the problem here.
I send down a message to be relayed to the board. I say that unless further evidence is presented, that I 100% back the heretofore actions of Shrek, and that interference in the duties to the best of his ability will be frowned upon.
Shrek will be more than happy to pass along that information. He, of course, says this in the absolute most polite, deferred, respectful corporate speak. But it's very clearly veiled that he's going to, I'm going to tell him I have your back, or you have my back, so they can fuck off. We'll have a plan within 24 hours.
I also, above table, I inform him that, in addition, that while he may appreciate my backing and I appreciate his efforts to bring the situation under control, we may need additional supplies in order to solve the current issue. And above table, I'm asking, what sort of stuff can we buy on planet?
Oh, when you're ready for acquisition rolls?
Yeah.
Whatever the tables allow you to roll for.
That's what I'm asking you. What? Okay, so there's no...
You don't have limitations here. It is conceivably possible that anything you want, as far as the way the tables are constructed, and the rarities are involved as written, that you can get whatever you want. There's so much shit going on in the infrastructure and the mining and the recycling and the processing and the building. Like, this is one of your, in a monetary sense, this is one of your breadbasket worlds. Most of your overall wealth probably is either directly or indirectly generated from here. A lot of your material resources come from here. A lot of your first line finished goods come from here. And if it doesn't come from here, there's also the wonderful fact that there's Xenos shit out here that you can either recycle their shit or repurpose it and sell it in less than legal but not illegal ways. You know, things that only rogue traders get away with.
Okay. Can we do that tonight, or are you going to put that off until
Let's
next
put it
session?
off because it's already 10 minutes until we're supposed to close. And Alterios does turn indeed into a pumpkin.
The pumpkinness.
Yes.
Gentlemen, if you'd like to
I know what I was going to look for.
I hear you. Let's do it next week. I know you guys are kind of chomping at the bit, but
I was just going to ask if the gentleman would like to discuss either what they'd like to get for themselves or what they would like to get for the squads. Since I haven't generated a new list to make it easy for everyone, we can discuss it after the session ends.
Oops.
If anyone wishes to stay awake for that.
Sure.
We'll let you guys do that as you wish. In the meantime, let's do let's go 200 experience points for everybody.
Hooray.
Yay, 200.
Update my NPCs. These experience.
So I'm looking at 15-2.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Because I think my two NPCs are roughly 1,000 or so behind you.
You guys should have 15-2. I've got 15-1.
Okay.
And as you guys are tallying that, let's do some outros, starting with Rev. Rev?
Okay, so there is one thing I need to discuss with you, Mark. With power going out, I'll keep it short. This may be something you need to get back to me on. If you can look through your notes, I'm trying to confirm that I haven't royally messed something up with my mind just went blank with Winter's character sheet. And I know that she made a bargain with you to spend an extra amount of skill points for a skill not on her table. If you could find any information on how that is to make sure that I'm properly building her. I've left a chunk of XP untouched when I rebuilt her because I'm not sure how much was involved.
I think it's safe to say that if you are sitting at 15, then she should be sitting at probably about.
Well, she is sitting at 15. I just don't know how much she spent on the skill that I don't know about.
I don't remember. I didn't record it. It wasn't more than about 200 to 300 or 400 at the very most. So if you guys, if her character is within 1,000,
shall we say 400 points for?
Yeah,
I think it was essentially her. We gave her security, the ability to lockpick.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, that I remember that, and I think she needed to be rank 2 for that in order to have it. But I gave it to her for, like, she basically had to spend the necessary XP to get that. And then she had to wait until she could up. I forget exactly how we did it, but yeah, if 400, if that's where she's at, that's fine. We can live with it. I think she's definitely back on the green side of the ledger, green or white or whatever it is. The ledger color is always confusing because I always see black as negative.
That makes sense. Right. I mean, I do too, but for other reasons.
Wow.
Because of a black hole, it's something you don't want to be around.
Sure. I always
think. Where were you going with that?
I always think black negative because, like, black negative, red positive.
The ledgers.
And that's why I get confused with the ledgers.
Red in my ledgers. I want to be in the black.
Hey, Omar.
Sure.
Allegedly.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Rev, what kind of feedback outro stuff do you have?
Kind of confused how they, like, it seems like they brute force think they've eradicated it, but I also feel like that's not going to be effective. because it's nanites. It's like a virus.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you kill everybody on board your ship with COVID doesn't mean there's not still. Well, COVID's a bad example because it actually.
No,
dies
I
pretty
actually, other than the fact that it's so recent and had such an effect on a wide variety of people, and there's so many opinions about it. I think COVID or the flu is a great example. Just because you get rid of all the people that had the flu doesn't mean the virus itself is gone. 100% agree. That doesn't mean that they don't think they're clean.
Right. But I also want to be clear. I'm communicating it to them, and it will probably be included in the data pack that if they attempt to leave the system, they're essentially being held at my. You threw me off with the cat for a second because the cat's half there, half not. Well, he's half there, half not. So it.
I know. I'm looking at that screen as well, and I'm like, wow, poor cat. Half
So
disintegrated.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll basically in one of the data slates that's going to be going to the probably encoded so that it's not easily read by the right. It'll basically say this ship is essentially while you're to be friendly and cordial and help them with whatever they need, the ship is to be considered in quarantine, and leaving the system constitutes a breach of quarantine, and use whatever assets you have in system to prevent that.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense to me.
And I'm assuming we have some sort of orbital defenses over my capital planet.
I mean, at present, you have 2 ships that are at varying states of air. It has been a significant amount of time, so theoretically, the fell hand or whatever you name it is almost done or close. Close to done enough that you could throw it at some.
We need to have a discussion because I would like the ability to customize some of the components that are on the ship.
I will post something in Discord because that time for that ship is coming.
Okay.
You guys have. I've been very quiet about it, but you have crossed the absolute minimum threshold. That ship will soon reach.
Okay.
I've been keeping track of the days of the come and go. In transit here, you cross the absolute minimum.
Does it get any hull quirks? Do we know? Like, I'm just curious since our ship has hull quirks.
In fact, what I'll do is I will throw a couple at you, and then the based on some rolls I make, and then the players can choose.
Okay.
And then I'll give you your space and power availability. Fill it up based on you guys decide. Including your weapon armor.
I strip everything out and I just fill it with torpedoes.
Is a way.
It just sits behind us and just launches massive volleys of torpedoes at the enemy.
I mean, I am familiar with how LERMs work. Yes.
It's more of an ATM situation.
I suppose that is a bit more accurate. Darius, what do you got for outro and feedback comments?
He was tired.
Well, it'll be nice to have what was the fell hand back.
Yeah, it's much larger than your.
We're going with severed hand, right?
Sure, I'm good with that.
Hand, yeah. Backhand.
But I think it may be something more more in line with our naming schemes, because we might want to make it the flagship.
Well, like I said, its name can technically be the severed hand in Greek, which has some Greek connotations to it. But
that would be fine.
I thought simply because I actually did the translating on what that word would be, and it's kind of a mouthful for us English speakers.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we might, in parlance, just call it the severed hand.
It's also 40K, 40,000 years from now.
Yeah.
Greek is probably rolled well into lower on this.
Right.
I just simply meant to ease up on
for ease of use in the party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Severed hand is fine.
Anything else?
Good episode.
Not a lot of action. but we definitely had some movement and a little bit of
Yeah.
closure on what happened to that third Hezron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it didn't.
Reinhardt's like, I wanted to shoot it, but you wouldn't let me. You wouldn't let me. Alterios, what you got for feedback and outro comments, or have you already turned into a pumpkin?
I'm very tired.
I bet. I think
Pumpkining is upon him.
the pumpkin. What do you got, friend?
Ship funny. Warp funny. Dice roll funny.
All right, Alterios, get out of here, man. Go get some sleep, dude.
Yeah.
In the immortal words of George Thorogood and the Destroyers, I know, everybody funny. Now you funny too.
Warner, what do you got? Feedback, outro comments.
I kept throwing things into the Zoom chat throughout the
I saw that. I'm gonna take a look.
Uh-oh.
throughout the course of things. I shared the link to the Thing the Musical in your Discord because the nanites, there's a line in the Thing the Musical that says, "You can blow me up or you can burn me, I'll keep coming back." And the nanites made me think of that. So
Something that's so appropriate.
also the Thing, I mean, it's just great. Very 40K.
Yep. Indeed. All right. Any other final thoughts?
I enjoyed the scene with the third ship.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know, as a player, that was satisfying to me. Getting that little scene.
Good. I definitely intend when you rolled that intimidate way back when, and that ship basically was like, all right, well, yeah, we're leaving. I was like,
We're gone.
I was like, it's going to Tasklock to go fuck some shit up over there. And if you don't fucking come back to Tasklock fast enough, it will have done some shit. And this was before I even generated all the shit in Tasklock, which by the way worked out really well in your favor from a rogue trader mercantile aspect. I was just like, I'm gonna fuck shit up. Like it was to the point where like you literally like 3 to 5 profit factor would have lost if you went after Alpha Hen. And I fully expected you to, especially based on the reveals in the last few episodes. And when you're like, let's go solidify my front line first. I'm like, well, that's not a problem with profit factor, I guess. So, okay, cool. All right. I guess I got to go build a whole nother system again. I'm okay with that. It's a wide variety of roles that I have to make and a whole fuck ton of notes to take and then coming up with narrative reasons why all of this shit works together. Unfortunately, as noted, I did miss a few things like what's the nature of these starship graveyards, and I was like, immaterial. They're not going to sniff on that. They're looking for this one ship, maybe the second ship. Oh no, he wants to go explore everything because he's looking for the one ship in particular. I was like, fuck, I should have thought about that. God damn it.
Yep.
I definitely put some. This is me personally, and I hope it shows through. I definitely put a little bit of thought into the governance of this world with the figurehead, the governing board, and the fact that the crew were already here by the time you guys got here. But the governing board or the governor himself is somewhat competent. His military leadership is somewhat competent, so they're actively, combating the situation. But here's this pussy little board doing pussy little board things to get in the way because the profit numbers dwindled. Probably shouldn't have used the P so loosely, but ooh, there's a pun. But yeah.
Speaking of things, anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I hope you I don't mean to sound rude or sarcastic even. I hope you guys do appreciate that little layer of interest that I put in because I'm trying to add a little extra little things like that to make this a bit more to make this universe felt a little bit more lived in, a little bit more real, or at least in line with what we know of.
My sesquipedalian word for the day is
Wow,
verisimilitude.
that's a word of the day right there.
It adds verisimilitude, that ring of truth.
Yes. I was definitely going for it, and I wanted to have, we have the big conflict, right? But I want to have a little conflict between the governor who's just trying to do his job and do the best that he possibly can in that position, and then the 10 fucking politicians that are just being political ass clowns. Unlike other parts of. Sure. But anyway, I'm going to leave that alone because that one's going to be really divided. Also, not entirely accurate, in my opinion.
I think that most people are used to seeing, you know, I mean, there's a reason that people say promoted to your level of incompetence.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not uncommon for people to see people in authority and wonder, how did you wind up with this decision-making power? You clearly can't use it.
Well, the funny part about that is, in many cases, it's because they actually were really good at what they did beforehand. They finally got up to that level where they can't handle it, or they don't know what they're doing, and it's not necessarily that they're incompetent themselves. It's just they don't. It's beyond their limit. And a lot of higher leadership doesn't recognize that. Just like, he did so great in those 4 or 5 other things, and now that he's up here, he sucks. What happened? I can tell you what happened. You missed his peak. Put him back down 1. He'll be perfectly fine, and your company will be great. I mean, this is very broad strokes.
Or missed their passion.
Or missed their passion, yeah.
I worked in software development. One of the worst things that you can do to a developer is make them a team lead or manager.
Because you're not developing anymore.
They want to write code. They don't want to manage people.
Yeah. And it's a totally different skill set, too. Totally different. Because one is very intellect and analytical, and the other one is very touchy-feely soft.
I mean, they don't mind teaching or training as long as the other person wants to write code. Right. But they want to write code.
Yeah, no,
most
absolutely.
of the time. I mean, there are those exceptions, but most of the time. So you can also promote people out of their passion, and not just beyond their.
And I think the right answer.
Competence.
Yeah, and I think the right answer there is and as easy as this may seem, I'm sure there's a certain level of difficulty involved in executing. But what should happen is that the manager and the soon-to-be manager should be communicating these things in an open and constructive dialogue taking place, so that, hey, you know what? I want to move you up to my level. That's cool. I appreciate that. I'd much rather stay right where I am. I like doing this. I don't like doing that. Oh, well, you're so good at doing that. Obviously, you're going to... No, that's not going to happen. Okay, you know what? I can see how that might happen. How about we give you a bigger pay raise to make it a little bit more commensurate to what you could be doing? That makes sense. But obviously, the bean counters are going to be like, wait a minute, what's...
Yeah, the accountants don't like that.
No, and that's fair to a point. Like, I understand...
We've rated this job for this level of pay, and this other job for this level of pay, and
and they're not
equal.
So
it's perverse incentives.
Yeah.
But there are occasions where someone is good enough at the job they did previously that even if a normal person doing that job is rated at a lower pay grade, it is still profitable for the company to put the person who excelled at that position back in the previous position.
Yeah.
True.
Moving that individual back down is the better choice, or what, as opposed to.
And possibly, perhaps it's not entirely possible within the realm of the company to leave them with all the perks they had. Perhaps, though, you let them keep their new office, or whatever new perks they got, you let them keep some of what they had.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a fair amount of give and take that should take place that I feel like doesn't happen. And it's not my realm. I don't have any control. I can only base that on my experiences.
Were I in a position over them, I would say, here's the 2 doors. These are the mistakes that you've made, and they've cost the company this much money, so you're clearly not good at this. So door number 1 is we boot you from the position. And you lose everything. That's not what I want to do. Door number 2, let's say that I can't keep them the same pay raise, I have to reduce them. I say door number 2, you're getting either this much more or the same pay as you got before. Here are the perks you get to keep. I'm very sorry you didn't work out in this position, but it's still a preferable alternative to what the other option we have, which is letting you go entirely. and you make it clear that you're trying to do what's best for them and the company at the same time.
And you know what
But-
happens when you have that sort of thing is you build loyalty in ordinance.
What's loyalty? But for anybody that wants to know like how difficult severed hand would be to say in Greek, I have posted it into the Krieg Dominion chat.
I will take
In
a look
addition
at
to a pronunciation guide.
it. I'll take a look at it shortly. We are going to get out of here because the lights continue to flicker every now and again, and it's making me nervous about my continued internet connectivity. So, hopefully I'll be able to upload this video before the power goes out. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. That said, stay safe out there, my friends. This world is a crazy, grim, dark world, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you. And as for me and mine, Altrios has already left. The rest of us, we're out of here too. Have a good one, my friends.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss.